Hello everyone, we sound like the Jug Gamer here with...
Rob, hello.
This is our final generation, we're going to be free!
We made it. Oh, it's time.
And for this we actually decided to do something special. Instead of just the regular... Since it feels like we've been repeating a lot of things in recent generations, so we decided, how well do we know Lily? And so we made a bingo sheet.
Yeah.
I will be in the description posting bingo card this bingo card free thing, so you guys can go also play along. You may have to just screenshot and put it in a different like MS Paint or something, because the website is kind of weird when you hit play for it. But if you want to join us, yes you can.
Yeah, basically, the website is built to play out a actual bingo game where things are randomly pulled and you check them off. Not like how we use bingo sheets in reactions where we just mark things off as they actually happen. So the best thing to do is to save the image and use an editing software. I'm using MS Paint, just for the fun of it.
I'm using my own, I'm using Krita. But yeah, so glitches is going to be the free spot in this one, just because it's Scarlet and Violet. Unfortunately, a lot of glitches were fixed. A lot remained.
I would be absurdly surprised if she doesn't say a single word about glitches, so thusly, it's a free spot.
Technically, she already did.
Oh no!
Oh, wrong one. I need to remember to put it on the right... I needed a person to do this.
I can't see if he's pulled it up, of course, but sadly we've also kind of checked off another mark, just because if you're seeing what we're seeing, this is definitely a questionable team.
Yeah, no matter what, you have 3 Pokemon weak to Ghost. Technically 4, because if you're using Mouse Hold, you typically want to use the Population Bomb with it. You can't hit Ghost with Population Bomb.
Yeah. We have 2 Pokemon that are waifu type questionable stuff, which we're totally not expecting to be normal about. Technically 3 if you are inclined to Ceruledge, but eh. But then there's a Tandemaus, and I'm fully expecting her to just make some really just out of pocket, uncouth kind of joke about it.
God, do I have something to share with you later. So yeah, a lot of these are kind of what you expect, and can kind of be the same thing, like 1 Pokemon at level while having 3 Pokemon 5 levels lower, which is something you don't really want unless you like just caught them.
Yeah, but again, it depends entirely on if she trains them. She may survive in the sense that the forced EXP share gives her an edge, but who knows?
Honestly, the forced EXP share is the only reason I think this would fail, and even then I would not be that surprised.
Yeah.
And one thing I do want to go off, and now it's not the SCUP side content. I don't know what I was on with that. I completely missed it, but there is, where is it? Early plot twist. I do want to go into a bit of explanation about this one, because while most of this is self-evidential, the only plot twist, originally when I wrote that down, was for something very specific, and I decided, you know what, fuck it, let's just also include essentially the ends of the stories, because how Gen 9 works is that you have 3 different stories that you can hit up in any order you want, and then you have the final one where everything ties together. So essentially anything that's like right before the start of that will count. So the Elite Four and onwards for Champions Road, Arvin's would be like the final Titan fight onward, and then for Team Star would be the final Team Star, and then anything onwards.
So basically, if she goes out of order?
So yeah, basically if she reveals something that you're not supposed to know until essentially right before the final stretch of the game, when you go to Area 0.
Okay.
And again, if you're playing along, you could have this be anything what you consider late game. There's really no late game, is kind of the thing. Since how the game works is that it's very hard to pick out the late game, aside from now head to Area 0.
Yep.
But let's begin.
Wait, we did miss one segment.
Oh, that is?
What is your previous experience with this game?
I've beaten it twice, and I've beaten the DLC on one of the files.
Nice. I've beaten it once and kind of just was messing around with monotype runs since, and I haven't finished them. But I really okay. My thoughts of the game are pretty simple. If this game didn't have any bugs, it would be maybe the third best generation, or at least game generation equivalent, whatever. Because technically, I hold Diamond Pearl Platinum at second, not because it's my personal favorite, but because I respect it for being such a solid game that others enjoy as the supposed number one game. But this one honestly has so much good to it. It holds up against those two.
It
Oh,
is
okay.
good. Gen 9 is good. It's just that due to the performance and all the bugs at the beginning, Game Freak was just not given the means to see this one through. Like usual.
Yep, as usual, they weren't. For once, I'm not going to say Game Freak doesn't know what they're doing. But
Good,
yeah,
because we
no,
already
this
have
one
2 mocked up before we even started.
Yeah. Anyways, at least in terms of the glitches, it's definitely clear that they were not given the time nor ever given the resources to outsource what should be a major project to major amounts of people. Pokemon Company is still being stingy to the absolute death, and so we got an incredibly buggy mess that didn't have to be, because it should by all means have been solved by people who have built games like this before.
And honestly, it's part of the reason why I'm so happy ZA was a success. You can hate the game if you want. It's a very good game.
I've heard good about the game. I am just sad about the stuff leading up to it.
Fair enough. But let us begin proper for
Yes.
the finale of our retrospective react.
So for Generation 9,
I'm not doing Legends Arceus. Fuck you.
Game Freak
Okay! I'm not going to, but I was so tempted to do fuck you, Lily!
Could you turn up the volume a little? It
Right.
sounds a little quiet.
Let me go back.
So for Generation
I
9,
heard
I'm
it.
not doing Legends Arceus. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Lily! I
Yeah,
am not
fuck you.
writing that down because it's too early, but fuck
Yeah.
you!
You've addressed the spin-off elephant in the room. Doesn't help the fact that you're not playing, not even spin-off, sorry, the remakes. Fuck you. God.
Because say what you want, Legends Arceus actually has a very... Wait, did she say Arceus or Arceus?
I say Arceus. I know
One
some
second.
people defend Arceus
So for
and with
Generation-
good reason. I just like Arceus as a sound. It sounds way better than Arceus.
It is, but Arceus is how you pronounce that proper, is the issue.
9,
I'm not doing Legends Arceus. Fuck you.
Yeah, she does say it wrong. I say Arceus too. This one is just poking at fun. This is just
Yep.
poking at a bit of fun.
Oh, she's playing
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Yeah, she's playing Scarlet.
Game Freak finally dropped its damn skirt and went fully open world. Or rather, went back to an open world. Scarlet and Violet was billed as a go-anywhere game, and that came with a lot of inherent positives. The nature of open world games means you have to go specifically to the trigger zone before dialogue can happen, which means the issue Sun and Moon had of just burying you in text for 2 hours straight just can't happen anymore. That already alleviates one of the worst aspects of the Pokemon games. Even Legends Arceus
Sorry, I have to
just
read that.
can't happen anymore. That already alleviates one of the worst
Yeah, it's an objective fact that they take far too long to say. No, we have extensively disagreed with that fact in the Gen 7 part.
And Gen 4 to a lesser extent, but to Gen 4 because we've argued, personalization of the characters. And yeah. No, because the problem is, in order to go through a complex story, you do need a lot of, you need to say a lot of things. Not to mention, if you want to make characters, they also need to say a lot of things. Also, we need to redo that because I forgot to, oh no, I did put down the, wait, what?
Well, while I fix that, yeah, I like Rowan. Yes, he says a lot, to say technically a little, but that's like the point. He is he is more intellectual, very polite, and very I guess
Aspects of the-
serious. You get the point.
So I have to back up just so they can see what we were talking about.
So for Generation 9,
I'm not doing Legends Arceus, fuck you.
Game Freak finally dropped its damn skirt and went fully open world, or rather went back to an open world. Scarlet and Violet was billed as a go-anywhere game, and that came with a lot of inherent positives. The nature of open world games means you have to go specifically to the trigger zone before dialogue can happen, which means the issue Sun and Moon had of just burying you in text for 2 hours straight just can't happen anymore. That already alleviates one of the worst aspects of the Pokemon games. Even Legends
Okay, there we go. That one got back up. Sorry, continue.
I mainly said my piece. Like, despite Rowan being a little long-winded, it's built to his character to go yammering on about particular subjects, and it does him better.
Yep, and not to mention, again, these are games that you're expected to pick up and put down within like 50 minutes of each other. It's an
Also,
on and off game.
It's kind of easy to forget, but this is an RPG, and far beyond Pokemon, there are plenty of long RPGs that are not meant to be rushed through for any reason.
Hell, look at Persona. Persona, the whole gimmick is literally, lot of exposition and not much gameplay. Get to a palace. Unlock your one new character. Okay, now you can go through unimpeded until you reach the deadline. You hit the deadline? Good. Here's a lot more exposition and a lot more days of idle chit-chat, essentially. And it's so beloved. It is a beloved game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And again, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, Pokemon story is all that great. No, but they tell stories that they can't be simple as, oh, yes. Legendary artifact. Oh, I want. Ah, yes. Legendary artifact. I now be evil. Because no, it's like, okay, why do they want to be evil? Cyrus wants to make his own universe. Okay. Making his own universe isn't fucking easy. It's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
But Lily just wants it to be
we're still
just
in the
that.
intro.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, we'll try to lock in.
Arceus, which was sort of open world, didn't hesitate to bury you in dialogue the instant you returned to that one town. Before its release, Scarlet and Violet was
Yeah, it's almost like it's a story. Also, a very complex story for Arceus' case, but we're not talking about that today.
plagued by Game Freak's usual crap, making a big open world and then only giving it the dev time of a Nintendo DS game, which we established already is just not something Game Freak is gonna stop doing until they're forced to. And indeed, when Scarvo
Again, that's more so Poker Company. I'm pretty sure Game Freak doesn't like it when their work is criticized like this.
Speaking of forced to, as far as I can tell, from what little I understand of the release timeline, I think Winds and Waves did actually get a bit of a 2-year gap, but then again, Pokopia happened, so maybe not.
Was Pokopia done by Game Freak?
I'd be a bit surprised if they didn't. It's their IP.
Well, yeah, but like even in Pokemon Coliseum, that was a different development team entirely.
Fair enough. Okay.
Like just because it's Pokemon doesn't mean that every single game is made by Game Freak.
came out, it was plagued by bugs, bad graphics, worse performance, and in general, the kind of half-finished game you'd expect to see from Digital Homicide. I actually refused to even look at this game until I reached this gen of the project. I didn't even buy it for me.
Oh, you're looking it up?
Co-developed by Game Freak and Koei Tecmo's Omega Force. So it's a co-op work.
I feel like Omega Force did a lot of the heavy lifting. Game Freak probably just gave ideas. And did a few things, like provide the models.
Interesting, Koei Tecmo made a Minecraft. But anyways.
Oh, interesting.
No, seriously,
Got it for my nephew.
They are normally known for their Mosu games, to the point that Fire Emblem Three Houses, a Fire Emblem game, plays like a Mosu.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I need to pull up the thing again. I sometimes I wish I had 3 monitors so I could have a third thing. So I could always have the stream pulled up.
Dog, I only got one.
Yeah, but you're not the one that has to balance between things.
Performance, and in general, the kind of half-finished game you'd expect to see from Digital Homicide. I actually refused to even look at this game until I reached this gen of the project. I didn't even buy it for me. I got it for my nephew for Christmas, recorded the stuff I needed months prior, and at time of recording, it's sitting wrapped in the closet for the next few months. So let's get this over with and jump right in. Starting off,
Okay. I don't feel like that deserves a fuck you, but it's also like, really? Why did you bother doing this for the retrospective then?
Yeah, that's like saying, I'm doing a bike retrospective, but like I really don't like tricycles, so even though I'm gonna do a whole retrospective of everything that's bicycle type, I'm just getting this tricycle for my son, and I took a ride on it, and it definitely reminded me that I definitely hate tricycles, so I put it back in the closet. Oh well. But hey, I can do a retrospective, right, guys?
Man, I love Fire Emblem 3. Man, I love the Fire Emblem series, but only if it's Binding Blade. Because I love my boy Roy. All the other Fire Emblem games could go fuck themselves.
She didn't even really like Gen 3 that much.
No, she likes Gen 1!
She didn't even like Gen 1 that much.
Yes, she did! That was like her favorite one!
Oh.
Actually, no, she said she'll put it like right in the middle, but still.
Yeah.
Like she had very little complaints of Gen 1, just a lot of misinterpretation.
Off on the character creation screen, they actually let you customize your character out of the gate. Well, it's about time, Game Freak. It's been, what, the 4th generation with character customization? It's been 10 years, and now you're finally on the same level as CRPGs from 25 years ago. It's limited to hair.
Because they wanted to try something new and make it unique. Well, not unique, but they wanted to try something new and not throw it all out and keep it to, like, world building. That's why they have it as, like, hair salons. Because, hell, fun fact, Lily, in a lot of games, you can only change your appearance if you go to, like, a hair salon. Poke Game Freak isn't the only one to do this. And even in the game you demonstrated, you either probably have no customization right after the creation point, or you'd also have to go to a hair salon.
I haven't played enough of Final Fantasy 14, but is the hair snipping thing like you get to actually change somebody's hair like like a salonist, or is it just an emote to do with the funny scissors?
So, when you, so the guy that you meet with the scissors that give you the free coupon, if you take that to, I think it was the Crystal Orb and summon him, you can redo your hair.
Oh.
I know, it's
Okay.
only your hair. If you try to take a Glamour, well, no, not Glamour, a what was it? Famous? I forget the potion that you take in order to change your character's appearance. But if you take that one, you'd be limited to the default hairs. So if you unlock the new hair that you want, you have to go through the stylist.
Got it.
But yeah, even in Final Fantasy XIV, you can't change your hair on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And face, and they took
I
out
will
the
say
hot.
this, sorry,
Sorry.
go through quickly. I do agree, yes, this is behind the times and they're finally catching up. Because I'm not so starry-eyed about Game Freak, but all the same, I understand somewhat why they wanted it to be in universe. It feels more involved, where this literally feels like you're morphing your character to be exactly you. Which is technically a foreign idea if you consider only like the first, 5 generations at max, but really the vibe is mostly the first 3 where they thought, oh, you're gonna be you're gonna take over the body of this kid.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, to me it's just more so the fact that it's not that big of a deal if you have to go to a specific place or not.
Oh yeah, it's not.
It should be that you can customize it right out of the gate and then have the option to change it later. But I am perfectly fine with this. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
The sad thing is we probably would have gotten that, but they were not given the time to implement an in-world hair salon or clothes store.
So they had to do with presets because that's a lot faster.
I'm going to call it, she's going to mention that you only have 4 outfits in this game, and they all suck.
Honestly, I should put that on the bingo sheet. Why did I not put that on the bingo sheet?
I'm not even that clairvoyant, I'm sorry.
Heart eyes, but you do get whatever multicolor swirl is supposed to be. So that's pretty neat. I eventually went with someone who looks like she came to school on Benadryl, and off we were to the Paldean region, a wondrous place that appears to take its artistic inspiration from early Pixar. This was an immediately noticeable.
Okay. What?
No, this looks more like when Pixar hit its stride, not that, sure. Yeah.
A wondrous place that appears to take its artistic inspiration from early Pixar.
I mean, come on. Well, it doesn't look like Bug's Life, but you know what I mean. It's like within the Toy Story era where things do look a bit plasticky, but they look good. Not that monstrosity.
No, if I recall, this was the exception back then.
This was an immediately.
And honestly, I would compare this more towards PS2.
Fair.
Noticeable aspect of the game. The graphical fidelity is, there's no easy way to say it, it's fucking ugly. The terrain looks like it was generated by Unity, the game has huge clipping issues, the lighting and shadow effects are so badly designed that the game actually looks better when it's raining, and the pop-in affects everything from the environment to the Pokemon to the frame rate of different characters. People defend this by saying the game was rushed and developed on crunch, but, don't crunch your game, shithead!
Don't tell us, tell Well, no, get a Pokemon company.
I'm just gonna... Yeah, there you go.
Part of this is the dissonance between the environment and the characters. The characters all actually look pretty good. They're stylized, well-polished, and while they do just look like budget anime most of the time, they still look fine, lack of anti-aliasing notwithstanding. Conversely, the world is a lot more pixelated and a lot less polished. It feels like it was made out of an early realistic PSP game, like you just dropped Wind Waker Link into Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. There are Pokemon games out there with worse graphical fidelity, but they look a lot better because there's a consistency that makes it look distinct. Sun and Moon are the best looking Pokemon games, and they look like a GameCube game. Even upscaled to 1080p by City.
I
Are
don't
saying
agree.
Are you saying Nintendo finally
Maybe.
hired this man? I guess I'm the only one who gets that joke, sorry.
My brain is just trying to... My brain is just trying to represent what she's saying. I apologize, my brain's not working.
Yeah, I'll just say it again. You're saying Nintendo finally hired this man
I'm gonna be honest, I don't get it.
in terms of the Toon Link in Monster Hunter.
Ha!
He's using Unreal Engine in any way he can. Anyways, I
sorry,
don't honestly agree with the whole idea that I might be saying what you just say, but I don't agree. I don't think they stand out. I think they are poorly polished, but the art style is consistent.
Yeah. Again, it's just kind of the issue of doing open world, which is more of a task than anything else prior, because you have to make sure things look good at all angles. And yeah, again, the development hell that Game Freak has.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, oh, the Switch is so baby, it can't be like big real home console stuff. No, it's not so much that. It's Game Freak. Game Freak is notoriously bad at optimizing, so the Switch that could potentially make a really good looking scene, as we see in stuff like Breath of the Wild, is more like a mobile phone that's full of storage because none of it was optimized, and it's also like 8 years old. So of course it runs like shit. They've bloated it up. It's not good it's only good in the first place if you optimize for it. So yeah, it looks like shit.
Honestly, they should have held off on Scarlet and Violet until the Switch 2. Just stop that and then just get early development started on that. Scarlet and Violet will probably be #1 game. Pokemon game.
Yep, but then they wouldn't be releasing a Pokemon main generation game, and that would rob the money because they think, oh no, everyone's the game not come out. We're game, guys, no game.
Yep.
Pokemon is dead, and they
Yep.
think they'll lose all their money.
Yep. Thanks, Poke Company. This is the issue when you make all your money from merchandisers. All that matters is getting more new shit out.
It still looks great. Conversely, Generations 4 and 5 always looked far worse because of the fact that they have 2D brightly colored sprites in a washed out 3D environment. Generation 5 pixelates like fucking crazy. It's very noticeable. It's the same problem Scarlet and Violet.
Watch our Gen 4 and 5 react. We're not reiterating this.
Okay, fair. Long story short, it looks pixely, but it was built for the DS, which actually did have a bit of better time depixelizing it. It's hard to explain, but it's a stark difference from DS to 3DS trying to emulate the DS.
It was made to run on a DS, so it runs best on DS. That's essentially how you can break it down. Like how old NES cartridges were made for CRT TVs.
Let me break it down for you.
God damn it. Take it back now, y'all.
It is currently having. Just optimize your fucking games, Game Freak. For fuck's sake, you aren't going to wither away and die if you have to wait an extra year for your billion-dollar revenue. Whatever, I'm dressed and head outside where the director of the Pokemon Academy offers me a choice between 3 Pokemon, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. And they're all very curious about me, so my mom suggests I take a walk with them all and robotically hands me a Rotom phone.
Thank you, maternal unit. Player unit will now commence revelry.exe.
I begin my slow, leisurely walk down toward the— Oh, as soon as I reach the zone border, she just took off into a run. Once we make it there, they all run off playing in some N64 scenery, and the director and this girl give me the entire welcome wagon. Buenas! We haven't met, have we? No, ma'am, we haven't. The director introduces me as the new student, and the girl says she's been looking forward to meeting me. She introduces herself, and this is Nimona, who I'm sure the internet will be very normal about. What do you say, new neighbor? Wanna be friends?
Does it count?
Oh, you're awkward.
Does that count?
For which one?
Trying to think. I mean, technically it's a smidgen of Nimona being a stalker, a bit of sexual harassing. Technically she hasn't done anything directly yet to Nimona, but all the same, you know that the reason she's pointing it out is her own particulate mindset. So maybe we wait a bit, but it's already starting to show.
Sorry, for the people to see. I could have just done this in post, but no, I'm doing this live. Because, yeah, we do have sexualizing, harassing Nimona and Nimona stalker. Yeah, Nimona being a stalker. For now, let's hold off on it, because I'm sure it'll be said again.
Yeah.
And again, that's more so a response to what the internet does over what Lily does. Although, again, we all always suspect Lily. That would give
a
Lily...
hungry man thinks of bread.
Yep. Yeah.
Aren't you? Well, I've done this 6 times in a row, so— Hey, new neighbor, wanna be friends? Oh, you're awkward, aren't you? Well, I've done this 6 times in a row, so— Oh, I can choose. Wait, what happens if I say no? Huh? What's wrong? Did I scare you off? Maybe I came on a little strong. Okay, that's weird. Companions in these games do come on very strong. This is the first time one has acknowledged it as a mistake. Okay, Game Freak, where are you going with this? Turns out Nimona is actually the region champion. Fucking hell. Then she challenges—
Whoops, sorry.
No, this was mainly Gen 7 only, and Gen 7 notoriously had a bunch of "but thou must" deals where your choices literally wouldn't matter. They just prepared a tree to diverge and refuse in seconds. So technically, others have kind of reacted to you. Not that they said something like a mistake, but that's more so because she thinks herself strong and intimidating. Because she's strong and intimidating.
That's part of her arc.
Yeah, I'll get to arc makes me sad to think about because I'll get to that later.
Yeah, fair.
me to a fight. Lady, you're the champion. I haven't even started yet. We're gonna be neighbors and classmates. Nice, we'll be able to battle all we want. Oh, you're a special case, aren't you? I get to pick my Pokemon, and I pick Sprigatito. Because it's correct. The director...
She's a fight sexual, whatever.
I was like, can we mention how she always picks the grass starters?
There's nothing terrible about that.
No, but like, literally, every time she gets a Pokemon replaced, it's the water type. And whenever she does pick a starter, it's always the grass type.
She
it's just
says as it should be or something like that.
Yeah, she always says as it should be. She says yes, because it's correct.
Nah, that is pretty weird.
Yeah. Like, cause obviously we didn't have that much of... What did she pick for Gen 3 again?
Trying to
Hold
remember.
on.
I know you're pulling it up, but I'm trying to remember. No.
521.
It was probably Trico.
521. It was! Okay, 521, 521. 520 is fine. But yeah, no, so every time she picks a starter, it's always the grass type.
Unless, of course, she wants to mod in her Gardevoir when she dumps the water type.
Yes.
Weird. Very weird.
That's very weird, because even as someone that does lean more towards the grass type, I have chosen water and fire multiple times, just because all Pokemon are great.
Yeah.
All starters are great.
Yeah.
It's just
Anyways.
weird.
Generation 5 pixelates optimize your off some unit scene have and be You off wrong. Turns out Nimona is actually the region champion. Fucking hell. Then she challenges me to a fight. Lady, you're the champion. I haven't even started yet. We're gonna be neighbors and classmates.
Oh, so
nice,
it
we'll
is
be able to
spoilers, my
battle
bad.
all we want.
What?
Oh, so it isn't spoilers. I thought she was calling that early. No, Nimona just says it outright.
Yeah, no, Nimona tells you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a special case, aren't you? I get to pick my Pokemon, and I pick Sprigatito. Because it's correct. The director then gives me the usual spiel about the basics of Pokemon care while everyone's eyes roll into the back of their heads at having to listen to this for the 10th goddamn time.
This is Patrick Stewart. How are you liking the program so far?
Then Nimona says,
Every game is someone's first. I will tap the fucking sign!
Nah, I was just laughing at British Frick Coco.
Fair enough!
that choosing Sprigatito was the perfect choice. Yeah, I know, Nimona, I just said it was correct. Nimona then decides to choose her own Pokemon because she just feels like raising a new party alongside me. She chooses the Pokemon weak to mine, but given that she's a champion, I think she's just up for the scrap. Then she says we have to...
What?
And that's just so badass that she does the make a new team challenge.
Yeah?
I'll try to hold off on my thoughts because, again, it's going to be more evident later, but...
battle now that we're on equal footing. Okay, that's a little better. As you may have noticed, Miss Nimona is a tad overly fond of Pokemon battling. Oh really? That haven't come across. I decided to join Nimona in the ring for the battle, and she has to be reminded that I'm new. She was gonna throw out a max evolved Pokemon at me too. You're a little scatterbrained, aren't you? I win, and she wants to go again. But the director has to, once again, pump the brakes, and Nimona apologizes. Okay.
Hold on. Don't think I did not see that. No thoughts, head empty.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I saw that text go by fast, and I was like, wait a minute, you can't hide shit from me!
And Nimona apologizes. Okay, here's the thing. Rivals for the last few generations, with the exception of Kalos, have always been, how do I put it, insufferably rude. It's always funny when the likes of Barry and Hop get put into nice rivals, because they are some of the most rude motherfuckers on the planet, but the game just doesn't acknowledge it because it clearly wasn't intended because Pokemon's writers are shit. But here, Nimona's a fucking weird kid? But it's acknowledged. She's called on it multiple times and even apologizes. Are you trying to be in on the joke, Game Freak?
Today I saw a balloon.
After talking to my mom where she gives me a sandwich, which is a...
Sorry, I need a minute from that one. I was thinking a sip.
Today I saw a balloon.
Okay, no, in defense of the other one, the other trainers though, is that you would have friends like that. Again, I'm essentially Barry, and Sharp stays with my ass.
Mm-hmm. He annoys me every day.
Anyways.
He lives for it.
But no,
the-
that's because that's supposed to be like the endearing qualities, and to make them unique. Like, Hop and Hal are very similar people. Which I do find slightly problematic.
Her apologizing isn't Game Freak being in on a joke. It's that they wanted to design somebody who's respectable to you, and like, while despite her more impulsive self, does want to be better than that.
And hell, you know, part of it is we'll see in a bit. We'll see it in a bit, unless Lily skips over that cutscene, in which case, fuck off.
Yeah.
Apparently a key item for some reason. Nimona teaches me how to catch Pokemon. In a strange twist of fate, I'm not watching a cutscene, but actually doing it. There we go, Game Freak, you finally figured it out. Only took you 22 years. With that in hand, I'm ready to start the game. Just one quick thing first. With me and G together again, we hear a big cry in the distance and go to investigate.
Can you not catch Ralts in this game, but can...
She just
transfer
doesn't.
it?
She just doesn't.
Oh.
Ralts is in the game.
Fuck you.
She did that in Sword and Shield as well.
I know, but right, yeah.
Which,
you could
remember,
it, right.
you can't catch it in Sword and Shield. Ralts has been available in both games.
Why? That's so lazy.
Because she doesn't want to. She wants to go on an adventure with G, and if she has to go catch it, well, guess what? That takes away from the journey effect. Because she's trying to make this seem like, oh yeah, I'm going on a hiking journey through the Pokemon world with my with one Pokemon, with G. Even though the fact that G has to start all the way back from the beginning is more like you got G's child and replace the original G with a new G, which
I like timeline shenanigans.
Yep. I'm just saying,
No, I get it. It's just not in this case. It's timeline bullshit.
it is timeline bullshit, but it's like, at the same time, though, it's just knowing Lily.
And find it's some Pokemon washed up on the beach being swarmed by Houndour. I'm told to give it something to perk it up, and yeah, sure, have this sandwich I was definitely going to eat. He's all better, lets out a big roar, and then guides me into a cave to help me back up. There you
I prefer the electric one.
I like both. I picked Violet because I forget why I leaned that way, but I do love both of them. They're both so puppy.
Good. They're both good. And I will defend the fucking Future Paradox Pokemon.
People are attacking the Paradox Pokemon?
Yeah, since launch, a lot of people found the past Paradox Pokemon to be a lot more creative than the future one. Even though the whole point of the future is that it's more sleek.
Okay, yeah, I can hear that argument.
Yeah.
are, Lily. You okay? You're not hurt, right? Just my pride. After fighting off some Houndour, it gets weak again and passes out. Then Nimona gives me her phone number and we head to the lighthouse to rest. But then this guy seems very angry with the Dino Cycle. We battle and he loses, and then he runs off to cry about it in the
I don't believe that you won with Valtz. I believe that was a sacrificial play.
Dino Bike is mine. Me and Nimona head up to the top of the lighthouse to get a good look at Mezagoza, the city that has the Pokemon Academy, lovingly rendered in only the best the N64 has to offer. And with that
Fuck you!
We already covered this, Lily, and you already covered this. Move on.
beautiful view out of the way, we're off. Scarlet and Violet has a more open-world approach than previous games. Granted, Pokemon has always been open-world, at least until Generation 5. You know, there was always a linear—
No, it hasn't! No, it hasn't! No, fuck you! It has not!
Yeah, no. Gen 1, the one you want to lord as open world, is linear. And open world is defined by not having routes, or if there is a pathway, it is part of a grander picture. The beauty of this game is you are no longer locked to routes where a bunch of trees are going to wall you out. You are finally able to wander around a bunch.
Like, I understand why she's trying to say it's open world, because there's that one segment where you could go out of order and do things the way you want. Which is, you know what, fair enough. However, again, you're still locked onto the one path. No matter what, you're gonna be going through, the fucking Flash Cave, to get to Lavender Town. You'll only ever get to Lavender Town by the Flash Cave. You can't go out of order. Because you have no way to remove that Snorlax until Lavender Tower.
I mean, to give you an idea of how freeform it is, by utilizing an exploit with how the battling works, you can cross a gap before you get Koraidon and Miraidon to ride on and their ability to jump. I use this to get to an area early, which is in like the level 20 and such, and I could probably just leave from there and explore the world completely out of order and see if it breaks or not, because again, I haven't flagged the whole start to gym challenge stuff yet at all. I didn't, though, because it was my first time playing, and I didn't want to test the limits of the game, because sometimes it can get a little scary.
Yeah.
But
I don't think anything would have happened, but yeah.
Yeah, but all the same, like, I could have just left from there and explored the world, which you can't do if it's just a route and you're blocked in by trees.
Seriously, no Pokemon game is unfortunately open world. You could go out of your way for certain things. Like, again, Gen 1 probably has the best example of this. But that's also just an unintended side effect, because again, it was Game Freak's first game. They were still learning how gameplay works. They were still learning how Pokemon works.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it didn't have that big of a story that warranted things having to be done through this way yet.
They were in a mindset that was built on like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, where there was a story, but you also had to wander around a big map. So you could technically tackle things a little out of order if you wandered too far. Excuse me. But as time went on and the RPG developed more into a means of a story, like an actual story, not a bunch of text boxes, of course, they started making things more linear, and Pokemon followed suit. It's not a bad thing by any means, but it definitely is an open world.
And again, one of the things that popularized Final Fantasy, at least in later years, was the story. It had excellent gameplay, but people still hawk on to Final Fantasy VII, which is why it can never die.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, continuing.
Your story path, and indeed there is one here, but from Gen 5 onward they started building the map itself to be extremely linear, as in you are making one unbroken line across the map and never backtracking. Here, the loading zones are
Demonstrate a
gone,
map
and you're
that
basically
has
told to just
multiple
go to the spot on
pathways. Yes, you are locked into one pathway, and we explained why, but all the same, it's funny you pull up Gen 5, the one where literally you have a giant loop.
Again, if you want to make that complaint of it just being a line, go to Galar!
The one you surprisingly lauded with praise.
Seriously, I am still baffled that we had nothing to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
5 onward they started building the map itself to be extremely linear, as in you are making one unbroken line across the map and never backtracking. Here, the loading zones are gone, and you're basically told to just go to the spot on your map to start the game. It does feel better, even if the game looks like it was made for a Wii that someone stuck a pickaxe through. Aw, look at this little bread loaf.
I really wish I put, fucking dissing the graphics on here. Like, overtly dissing the graphics.
Man, I wish you put the Fido on our team.
Question, do you want to go and replace one of the cards, for that? Because I do feel like I have a couple of, like, repeating ones here.
If you want to, I don't really want to go through the hassle.
Yeah, I'm going to
trying
replace
keep it all.
I'm gonna replace the 3 Pokemon 5 levels lower with that one.
Okay. What
Because
was it?
I expected some graphics hating. I didn't expect it to this extent. This is becoming just unfair. So yeah, 3 Pokemon
Alright.
5 levels low is being replaced.
Bingo's bongoed.
Actually,
So
let
that,
me...
stamped. I stamped the thingy.
Whoop.
Oh wait, do we have a reluctant agreement yet with the whole she apologized thing? Or
Oh,
no, us agreeing with her, what is it?
yeah. Or it's one of those where we
We
do...
haven't quite
Did we
gotten
have this
there
reluctant agreement already?
We got close. I agreed, but you didn't. You had something to say.
Well, yeah, but reluctant agreement does not necessarily mean we don't have anything to say back to it. It's just like, yes, you're right, and then explain.
I guess we did with the whole Game Freak complaint. Sorry, Pokemon Company complaint.
That is true, that is true.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna check it because again, I do agree with the whole Game Freak complaint and Pokemon Company. I'm sorry, I keep saying Game Freak first because it is just Pokemon Company. But yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Okay, stop complaining at us. Actually, like, kill Game Freak. Kill Pokemon Company. Stop yelling at us.
So I'm sorry for those people that are playing along for this sudden change. Okay, there we go. Got that upgraded. Because, yeah, oh, wrong layer. Because, yeah, for the... Oh, it's like... There you go, okay.
Oh, Pokemon's designs are still cute as...
Oh, right, and you said reluctant. Where is the reluctant agreement?
While he does that, I'm just gonna add a quick aside. I actually had an idea of what I wanted my team to be going into this game, and weirdly enough, every Pokemon involved, except I think Charcadet, was found in the first, like, early areas of the game, and Charcadet was literally just after the whole, words. Get the bike, get the, ride on, and then explore the world properly.
Oh, right, is near the Rock Titan.
Yeah, this is one on the tall cliff side. It's really cool.
Also, Shab, you're 2 away.
Yeah.
You just need skip sack. Is that why you wanted reluctant agreement?
No, I noticed it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. We did do that, didn't we?
Okay. Anything else, or can we go back to it?
No, we can go back to it. I was just saying
Never.
again.
Making
My
a-
team was formed surprisingly early.
Yeah.
Through. Aw, look at this little bread loaf. Aw, Pokemon's designs are still cute as ever. Making it up to the village, Nimona shows me the new Pokemon Center, which looks like a kiosk/gas station. The only thing new about this is the technical machine, yes, that's what it's called, where you can craft your own TMs using league points and materials you collect after battling and catching Pokemon. Like slime from a Wooper to make Mud Slap, and disarming voices made out of Ralts dust. How the hell do I get dust from a Ralts? Am I supposed to exfoliate G? Okay, we're not exfoliating the celery, friend. Please don't hurt me. In addition to that,
The gross.
I was just thinking fairy dust, man. Fuck off.
It's supposed to be gross.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say. I'm just grossed out now.
I'm not thinky.
existential nightmare, walking Pokemon are back after having been absent from the main series games since the Gen 2 remakes. It did come back in the Sword and Shield DLC and the Let's Go games, but this time it's back properly from the very start. Look at her stringy keep up. And they can actually auto-battle wild Pokemon too, which gives them a small amount of XP and drains a little bit of their health. It's a more interesting approach to grinding, which lets your Pokemon gain XP without breaking your exploration. I think the scale of XP is too low, I'd like it to be more rewarding, but it's still a nice feature. Making it to the
It's passive battling, and they don't want to make that overpowered.
Yeah.
Especially since they're going to be going through battles like 5 times the normal rate.
gate to the school, Nimona catches up with me and wants me to show her how much I've learned. Funnily enough, Nimona has a more interesting dynamic with the player than previous rivals because she's a champion level trainer showing the new kid around, which means she kinda over-explains things and it's clear from the get-go that she's going easy on you because you're new. So that problem of Pokemon being over-tutorialized is blunted by the fact that it's coming from a very weird child. And Nimona is very weird. Later on when I get mugged by a Team Star member, more on Team Star later,
I hate this. It is revolting.
Nimona gets in
Oh no! Oh,
check anything, or is that just
Bully the Bullied is going to pop up so fucking quick. Oh my
boy.
god.
Oh boy.
And also probably Miss Penny's story.
Here we go.
Oh god.
indignant about it. I can't believe you, Lily. You don't have to go find randos to battle. You'll have all the battles you'll ever need. With me. Nimona, you alright? She comes off to me like someone who really doesn't get out much, metaphorically speaking. I mean, that tan is fantastic. But yeah, I honestly thought that line was just something the internet made up. It's alright though, she eventually realized it was their fault, but we're gonna have a talk about boundaries later, you and me. After a long introduction in the school, I get slowly introduced to the game's
I'm slightly upset. I don't think sexual harassing, Nimona's gonna be on here.
Yeah, she just barely whiffed Stalker Nimona.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I thought she'd be a bit more feral for Nimona.
No,
three
it's
primary gameplay.
it's Nimona's story. Even if she's like barely any story, and we'll get to that, she is still story, and that's what she's allergic to.
Fair enough.
Boundaries later, you and me. After a long introduction in the school, I get slowly introduced to the game's 3 primary gameplay loops: Victory Road, Path of Legends, and Starfall Street. So what they've done is they've taken the 2 stories of Pokemon games and split them apart, leaving you to do them at your leisure. And because it's an open world game, you can technically do them in any order you want. Except you can't, because this game doesn't have level scaling. Gyms and Team Star bases have set levels for their encounters, meaning there is a specific order to play the game in if you don't want to hit a brick wall early on and fuck the difficulty curve up later. So good job, Game Freak, you made an open world game and forgot the one thing that makes an open world game work. There's a ROM hack for Pokemon Crystal that managed to figure this part out.
Anyways, sorry, as someone who is not allergic to playing games, I actually ended up over level for the first few, well, mainly just the first one. Like, I remember level 15 being a bit shallow for me, because I was spending a lot of time exploring the map, and also that exploit I mentioned let me get to Pokemon around level 20, giving me a little bit of an edge at the start. So I didn't have as much an issue. I was fine wandering around the game, then eventually getting back to the checkpoints, and therefore I was usually at level.
I was gonna go and say, do you know how much more effort that will be on Pokemon, with Game Freak's part? When they're already time crunched as is, learning how to do an open world game, like, I wish that there was, like, adaptive levels. I do agree with that one. Especially since it'll help show that, the teams that you face in, where you go through the Pokemon journeys, all actually based on the number of badges, which does seem to be the case in the conformed in like the alternate media, where it's like, yeah, no, all gym leaders have a team of 6, but since you're they see that you don't have any badges, they're using the easiest team on you.
It's like, I wanted to rebut you, but yeah, you're right. The trouble is definitely that, like, it's not just slapping a particular level on them, it's also building out their moveset to reflect that level, because they have to do that manually, and then trying to decide which level is befitting the challenge because of what particular moves they get, so on. Whether they should be evolved, unevolved, because they can do that, by the way. All that's, it's a surprisingly manual job for each gym leader, and now each, technically not so much the food sandwich challenges, because it's a singular Pokemon, so it's a little less difficult, but
It would make no
Team
sense
Star?
for the other two. It would not make sense for the other two.
yeah, I guess.
Because Team Star doesn't want to lose. The gym leaders just want to challenge you. Team Star members are fighting for their right to continue. So they would not be using the easier team on you. They'll be trying to go all out. And the Titans, again, they're just a single Titan Pokemon. It would not make sense for them to be level 1, well, I guess more like level 15, and then suddenly level 50, just because you skipped it. Like, that does not make sense. But yeah, no, again, if they did do this, then there's not just going to be one team. No, they have to make 8 teams. They have to figure out all the different Pokemon, figure out how that Pokemon relates to the gym leader. It's just a whole bunch of things. And that's before they decide if they should get an item or not. Likely the answer is no, but you never know.
Yep.
Arriving in Cortondo, I made a beeline straight for the gym, where it turns out
Also, I'm just gonna go and say this. Lily, fuck you for bringing up a fan-made game. Because fan-made games kind of have higher quality due to the simple fact that they typically are working on what's already established, aka typically a Pokemon ROM hack. So most of the things are already there. And they're done through passion. So if they really wanted to, they can do it.
And they have no time crunch whatsoever.
And no time crunch. So, and also, again, they might have to go and make different models. It depends on what it is, but typically, it's a very passionate team that's working behind these. And again, they also could have just skipped this entirely, and they probably could release the ROM hack earlier. Because again, every decision you make extends the development time. Game development's not easy. That was all my 2 catchphrases in this entire thing.
this part out. You had one job. Arriving in Cortondo, I made a beeline straight for the gym, where it turns out that Nimona was also there. Great minds think alike, I suppose. Once again, we're in another set of gym challenges, like the Gauntlet and Robot Wars.
That's enough of the talk. Let's get stuck in.
The Gauntlet this time is kicking a giant olive around a maze because Cortondo's main industry is olive farming. So if a gym was set in, say, Newfoundland, it would be a fishing contest. If it was set in British Columbia, it would be animating on crunch time. And if it was set in Toronto, it would be killing yourself because you live in Toronto. Upon completing...
Does that count as political joke?
Yeah, hold up.
Does that count as a politics? It's not necessarily politics, but it's on the vein of one.
Yeah, so, not sure what to call it, though.
I'm doing a coin flip.
Oh boy.
Heads, yes. Tails, no. Well, you don't count it.
Alright.
All hail the mighty Lady Luck.
The challenge, I have to run all the way back to the gym for the actual fight, and I was severely under level for this. After level grinding a bit, I went and lost again. I got it eventually.
Gimme Ghoul? Really?
You what?
She had Gimme Ghoul on her team.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we didn't see Goldango on the thing. Is she actually using it? Or was she planning on and then saw that you needed essentially 1,000 coins and decided, fuck that?
I think I have a call. So, the whole point of Koraidon Miraidon is they're your HM buddy up until, of course, you beat the story and you can probably have the box legendary. But said box legendary takes up a slot And so if you have a full team of 6, you can't use the box legendary as a Pokemon. So what I'm going to guess is she's going to break traditions a bit and be all high and mighty about it. That she's going to have 5 Pokemon and a shuffle slot, which once she beats the game is going to stay empty, so that she can have room for Koraidon instead.
If that is true, that still goes under the first one, which is questionable team.
Oh, it is. I'm
Since
not
you
saying
need-
it's good. I'm just predicting the mind of the creature.
Let us see.
Fight, and I was severely underlevel for this.
But yeah, Gimmighoul!
Yeah,
Why
hi,
is
Gimmighoul.
Gimmighoul here?
I guess she thought it would be interesting, and then said, "Nope, I want shuffle slot so I can eventually invest in Dragon."
I honestly think she was planning on using Gimmighoul and just gave up halfway.
It would be funny.
Because the thing is, I've used Gimmighoul on my main team before. I had to go out of my way for like a day just to grind it. Because it does take a while.
After level grinding a bit, I went and lost again. I got it eventually, though, and the badge comes with this cute photo of me and Katie having cupcakes. Aww. I quite like that. That's cute. Once I'm out of the gym, Nimona calls me, telling me to be ready because her Pokemon are learning a lot of new moves. Oh, you are on. So as I mentioned, Scarlet and Violet is technically open world. It still
Wait,
uses
she
hard set
likes
level
it
curve.
all?
She does!
Let's go.
I feel like selecting sexual harassment because knowing Lily, this is not going to remain healthy.
Well, let's wait and see. Not that I'm
First for
hopeful,
everything.
rather that we need to wait to spring the trap when it is time.
Yeah, fair.
Set level curves for everything, meaning that there's a particular order to do everything if you don't want to mess up the actual difficulty of the game. So for the rest of the game, I'm actually going to be using this.
Okay, hold on! What the
Huh?
fuck is this?
Oh, sorry. G. The level difference?
No! The fucking names!
Is that loss?
Oh my god, it is loss!
Oh my god, it's loss. And give me your skin.
Give me your skin.
Give me your money. Ah!
Jesus Christ, what is...
Do everything if you don't want to mess up the actual difficulty of the game. So for the rest of the game, I'm actually going to be using this order. Ordinarily, you would think I would eschew the Titans and Team Star bases, as I've had nothing but contempt for these aspects of Pokemon thus far, but if I wasn't doing this for a video, I certainly would. Before heading off toward Titan...
Okay,
Can't you, like, not beat the game unless you do them, though?
okay, just because of that, I feel like hitting, miss the stories, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Let's hold off on it. We need... I am a bit too jumpy at this.
We'll
And
see
Cloth,
how
the
she
next-
reacts to the story within, because if she just sort of glazes through the story, even if she hasn't does the content, that counts.
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing this for a video, I certainly would. Before heading off toward Titan
Anyways,
Cloth, the next spot on my
I
map,
do wanna
I got
say,
into
though,
a...
like, as far as I can remember, because it's been a hot minute, her being all high and mighty, like, oh, I hate it, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it for the retrospective. Like, honey, yeah, no shit, because, like, if you want to actually play the game to the credits, you need to beat all the challenges.
Genuinely, again, we've said this before, why are you doing a retrospective? You don't like the series, why are you bothering with the retrospective? If
Yeah,
you're
it's so
forcing yourself to
tiring.
do it, it's just going to make you seem kind of like a lazy and shit person. Because, like, why are you doing this? No one is forcing you to do this. You didn't have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Terra Raid Battle. Terra Raid battles are battles against large terrestrialized Pokemon that you take on 4v1. You know, just like the Max Raid battles from the previous game. In fact, the mechanics are almost identical, right down to a time limit that is mercifully visible. To Scarlet and Violet's credit, this time all of your allies attack at the same time, making the battle flow much better than it did in Sword and Shield. But if anything, that's actually much worse, because some things like Confusion still have dedicated text boxes, and that only makes you realize for the first time how much time is taken up by those text boxes. Hey, while you're streamlining everything, just have a combat log that doesn't waste my time like this. Especially since the countdown isn't turn-based. Oh no. Oh, that's bad for my anxiety. Once I arrive at the spot to find the...
Yeah, I don't like how the battles are done in
Yeah.
this.
That's bad for anyone's anxiety.
First
I
Titan,
was never
Ar-
super impressed by raid battles in either of the games, frankly.
Same. But
I
it's
just avoided them.
yeah. Almost. This is part of the reason why I dropped those so quickly. Is because one thing that is becoming increasingly more obvious is the fact that Pokemon's getting less lonely. In terms of both in game, like in the story, and in real life. Because so many things require people now.
Hmm. Well, no, I will stand by the fact that this game is deeply expected you play it with friends. True as old as time, you've been expected to trade to evolve certain Pokemon, trade to get certain items, and of course, complete the Pokedex. This is just an extension of that.
It is, but it's the fact that the entire thing is essentially use terrible AI computers, or use your friends to even have a chance. Like, you realistically can't do 5-star raids, or even higher, because there's actually higher tier raids in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, with only the NPCs. The Pokemon are typically just not fine-tuned enough for that. So you're forced to do it online. And if you don't have friends that could play at the time, you either have to rely on strangers, or you just can't do it. That's more so my issue.
Game Freak relies on the old Nintendo adage, have friends, or kill yourself.
Well, I don't have my gun in my hand. 1 second. Okay, here we go. We're down! We're down! Anyways. That was a stupid joke.
We.
That was a stupid joke. I apologize.
Yeah. Anyways, point is, again, the raid battles are ultimately just an extension of the old Nintendo belief that you should be playing with friends, not on your lonesome.
Yeah, but again, that to me, that just falls under the fact that Pokemon is becoming less lonely.
Yeah.
Arvin calls and tells me that the Titan likes to lurk on the cliffs, but he couldn't find it, so he's certain the myth is wrong. Well, unlike Arvin, I'm not a weak little bitch, so up the mountain we go. True to form, I found the Titan Pokemon clinging to the cliff face. See, Arvin, this is what happens when you open your eyes. And I get to fight the Titan. The main central gimmick of Titan Pokemon is that they're big.
Focused on his eyes.
And this is now the 4th time in a row that Game Freak has just scaled up a model and claimed it's a new feature. You know, between Totem Pokemon, Dynamax, Alpha Pokemon, and now Titans, are you just lazy, or is there some kind of gigantism fetish like Alpha Dream had with Bowser's Inside Story? After 4 games in a
I feel gross again.
No,
you,
you might be
Lily.
onto something.
Well, the thing is, though, is easy to just boost up the size of a model. It's very budget cutting, because, again, Game Freak doesn't get the time they need.
Yeah, but it is funny to imagine they have a macro fetish.
Okay, fair enough.
row where the gimmick is
Big monster!
I can't help but wonder about you, Game Freak. So once you knock the Titan Pokemon down to about 5% of its health, it runs off and smashes a wall and eats an herb, and then you fight it 2v1 with Arvin. Once the Titan's defeated, you head to the cave it burst open, find the Herba Mystica, which Arvin makes a sandwich out of, and the two of you take a selfie. Every time he does, you can choose to give your sandwich to Koraidon and unlock a new travel power. In this cave, it's the ability to go fast, and Arvin takes it weirdly personally when you feed the sandwich to your bike dog. Come on, Arvin, why are you so cranky? After leaving, I get a call from Sada, re-explaining the power I just unlocked. Thanks, Sada, I kind of figured that out on my own. Were you from a previous build that they didn't dummy you out? Arriving in Arta's... oh god, that windmill. Someone fix that windmill. Is that a clock? Anyway, I head into the gym where I find Nimona was there as well. It's so wild. We ended up randomly visiting.
Okay.
Look, I'm not in such agreement. Well, I mean, I am in the sense that, yeah, obviously it's bad, doi. That's why we had glitches as the free spot, but all the same, that's so funny.
Okay, yeah.
The same gym at the same time. Again. What a weird coincidence. Nimona, do you want to travel with me? It's okay, I'm not gonna think you're weirder than usual. I swear, I'm not just sneaking ahead of you so I can lie awake and go, oh wow, weird, might as well battle now that you're here. I mean, I wasn't thinking you were, but that was oddly specific, so I'm certainly thinking that now. Do you want to battle, Nimona? No, seriously. Look, to prove it, I won't even challenge you to a battle this time. Much as I'd like to. Okay, Nimona, I believe you. You can tell your therapist you got a good graded friend today. The Artisan Gym Test is a game of...
Okay.
Anyways, that is getting dangerously close to Nimona the Stalker.
I honestly would accept that.
You liking it?
I'm not gonna. Because, like... Because that's essentially what it is, and then Lily did make the mention of, I didn't think you were, but now. Which would put in the mode being stuck, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you think we're being a bit too loose on the... Oh, right, forgot to update the card. We'll show the update of the card. And again, if you guys do believe that this is a bit, loose of it, again, you can do it however you wish. Hell, you could go and already mock bully Arvin if you wanted.
Honestly, because I'm losing face if we'll ever check it off at all, she may actually, for once, be behaving.
Which is a fucking miracle!
Hide and seek, where I have to run around the city finding all the hidden sunflora. The best part is that they follow you once you find them.
Come, my army, we ride at dawn.
Also, with the disparity in frame rates between you and sunflora, doing this challenge you can truthfully say you've seen across the Spider-Verse, with just as much inhumane crunch. Making it to the actual gym battle, and the gym leader is Brazius, who looks like his hair was conjured by Maleficent. I know who Lolo's favorite character is. I didn't mention it the last time, but...
Ew. They have not gotten hit by so many ews from Lily before. Holy shit.
I'm sorry, who's Lola again?
X.
Oh.
If I recall.
By Maleficent. I know who Lolo's favorite character is.
Maybe.
I didn't mention it the last time, but every gym leader's final...
Wait, was that different? Yeah! Lily, you're not slick. Also, fuck you.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that was different for a split second. What?
I didn't mention it the last time, but every gym leader's final Pokemon is actually a Pokemon out of their monotype, which terastallizes into that type. And I think this is the first time they gave any real thought to how to use the battle gimmick in the gyms. No gym leader used Mega Evolution in X and Y, and they always Dynamax their last Pokemon in Sword and Shield. But with terastallizing, the number of Pokemon they can use in a gym leader's roster got blown wide open. Now you can throw anything in there and then watch the player try and deal with it. It's a very interesting battle hook, in theory at least. Game Freak is still Game Freak, and so the most it really amounts to is actually just spamming a stab move. Terastallizing is a new tool wherein your Pokemon can change their type. Every Pokemon has a Terra type, and upon using it, you become that type and lose all your others. This mechanic is theoretically very interesting. Most of the game amounts to type matchups, and so the ability to suddenly and on a whim shift your Pokemon's type and throw the entire system out of whack is very cool. It's the kind of lateral thinking the Pokemon has needed for a while. Unfortunately, Game Freak just gotta do a Game Freak, because terastallization also gives a power boost to moves of that type. Well, duh, Lily. Stab's been in the game since Generation 1. No, I mean on top of Stab. Oh shit. And this isn't helped by the fact that most Pokemon terastallize into a type they already are. G's Terra type is Psychic. Terastallizing is a tool that could be really interesting as a defensive tool, but with the added power bonus, it becomes a game of numbers getting higher. This was the problem with Dynamax. Dynamax wasn't interesting. It just went burr. Same with Z moves. They weren't interesting. They just went burr. And looking it up, the dominant strategy in competitive is to use a Terra type you already have and just go burr. Can we have a mechanic that doesn't just go burr? Anyway, once I beat him,
I heavily disagree. A whole part of the competitive scene was terastallizing into a different type as defense. It goes, yes, there was a lot that did that, but oh my god. Okay, do you want to go into detail or should I?
I'm gonna go off.
Go off, Queen.
There's no real point in complaining about a power-up, because, like, that's been a thing since Mega Evolution, which, by the way, didn't notice you throw Mega Evolution in the mix there. Yeah, no, ever since Mega Evolution, they wanted to introduce something that was a cool power-up. Not a side grade, a power-up. So you could power up and have a trump card. Is it smart? 50-50. it depends on how exactly they handle it. From specific Pokemon having it, so you have to limit to particular Pokemon and limit their item and limit how the fact that you can only have one Mega Evolved, making it a very specific choice. Zemoos was one really powerful move. And that's it. That's nothing. Dynamax, the reason
to that one problematic Pokemon in order to hopefully give your team an opening.
Oh yeah, there's strategic use, don't get me wrong, but it's so much shorter and lesser than Mega Evolution, a permanent upgrade, and Dynamaxing, which was, what if we gave him 3? Well, good news, when he gave him 3, it actually became a really consistent idea. The problem is, now they're really powerful because you also gave him a massive HP buff, giving even sweepers the ability to play defensive for 3 whole turns. So, yeah, they kind of stepped too far, and now they're back to this, which honestly is pretty good. Giving any Pokemon adaptability, but they can be the only one with adaptability on them, is definitely strong, but it's nowhere near Dynamax and is a lot more in line with Mega Evolution. And only with the relevant Terra type.
Like, that's kind of the thing. It's like, okay, so you don't want to... The thing with Terra types is that it's making a Pokemon not be what it normally is. You can... Lynn hasn't mentioned it yet, but you can find, like, random terrestrialized Pokemon out in the wild, and they're kind of like a mini boss fight. If you can beat them, you could go and catch them, and then become, and then you go and have, like, my first encounter of this one was a Sylveon. I don't remember what it was, like what Terra type it was, but I just remember it kicking my ass, because it was level 50. And now it's, like, level 20.
Yeah. I was thinking was...
But, like, that's the thing, though, is that terrestrialization is not normal for Pokemon. That's why they need special conditions, like the Raids Den, or just already terrestrialized, in order for them to have a non-natural element of it. And it's not... And if they didn't have this feature where... if they didn't add on, like, the boost, power boost on it, well, guess what? You catch a Pokemon that has the same Terra type as itself, well, congrats, you fucking idiot. You have nothing now!
Yeah. Anyways, by the way, if you're someone who thinks that this Terra Boost is overpowered like she does, so basically, it means you either have adaptability, which can be strong, but it was strong on Mega Lucario because Mega Lucario is already boosted on top of another boost. Or you have the equivalent of Strong Jaw, but for a singular type. That's a cool boost, but reminder that boost only brings it up to stab levels of damage. So, basic viability. That's not really much at all, which is why so many people use it not as an offensive option, but a defensive one, switching up to defense, like Lily was saying, to make sure that they can survive hits and stay out longer. Because adaptability is only so-so, even with the actual ability of the Pokemon applying and the item.
By the way, heads up, due to this talk, I decided, this falls under dishonest representation, because she said she looked at the competitive scene and saw that essentially it boils down to go ball, which is not the fucking case. That is extreme honest misrepresentation, since both me and you immediately go, no, because a lot of the competitive scene is actually the opposite, where you want to go into like a steel type for that defense buff. Because being able to resist a shit ton of things.
Usually.
Ghost is also a good one.
People love Ghost. I think it's
Ghost
just
is also a good one. But I've seen people go into Steel type due to the fact that it resists half of the fucking types.
So yeah, it is ultimately a defensive side grade like what she's looking for, but she didn't actually touch competitive. What happens is in game, the gym leaders use Terra boosting as a means to get ahead in damage. But then again, they also use it as the Pokemon which aren't stab anyways, so yeah, fuck you.
Here's the thing. No. Yeah, the gym leaders go to the different type. Everyone else goes to the same type, because that is honestly easier. Imagine if you had to face Nemona, and every time she terrestrializes into a different type. Like, one fight is water, and then for some reason the next one is now fucking dragon.
Huh.
Like, that'd be interesting, but it'd also be very annoying on the, development scene. Says, how Game Freak typically does it is that there's a different type, essentially for every single change, it counts as a different team that's holding memory, and then that has to be generated well, not generate, but that gets pulled from every time that encounter happens. If you do something like randomly assign the terror types, that means that they would either have to do like 18 different teams, or just go and just generate that last Pokemon when the fight happens. Which that could probably also come with a deal of issues.
Oh yeah.
Because again, game development's not easy. Even as simple as walking around with your Pokemon needs constant testing.
Yep.
Starts scratching the aphids out of his thorn hair, gives me the badge, and we take a cringe-ass dragnet selfie by the clock windmill. On the way to the next Titan, I found this one hill that is clearly trying to come alive. It thinks it's clever, but I'm onto its schemes. Upon arriving at the location of the next Titan, Arvin calls to tell me that there are all kinds of boulders raining down the hill the Titan's roosting on. Well, no problem, just step around them and... Ah, you bitch! Okay, second time's the charm. I made it up to Bombardier. Game Freak is just taking the piss with some of these names, I swear. Once Bombardier is defeated twice, we head in, grab the Herba Mystica, and make a sandwich. Oh god, it's horrible. Why have you subjected me to this, Arvin? Naturally, since I don't want to
What's
Isn't
wrong
it
with
like
that
mint
again?
or something? Wasn't it mint or something?
just
I'll
taking
pull
the
it
piss
up.
with some of these names, I swear. Once Bombardier is defeated twice, we head in, grab the Herba Mystica, and make a sandwich. Oh god, it's horrible. Why have you
Yeah, she did not pull it up.
Bitter herb Mystica. Yeah, that was the bitter herb.
Very bitter.
Yep. I don't know what
subjected
they
me to this,
expected.
Arvin? Naturally, since I don't want to even try touching that, I gave it to Karaden, who immediately learns the ability to swim. Arvin then decides to show us why he's so bitchy, and it turns out he has a
What?
She said Karaden.
who
mean
immediately subjected me to
Koraidon?
this, Arvin. Naturally, since I don't want to even try touching that, I gave it to Karaden, who immediately learns
Holy shit! Koraidon? What?
Wow.
the ability to swim. Arvin then decides to show us why he's so bitchy, and it turns out he has a Sigma Bostiff, and he's been looking for the Herba Mystica to try and help it get better. Aww, puppy. When it does eat the sandwich, it apparently opens its eyes.
It's been so long since he was able to open his eyes. I was so worried.
Really? Because his eyes have been open the entire time. This isn't even a time-sensitive thing, Game Freak. I know you can make Pokemon blink. Anyway, that's 2 of the 5
Okay, fuck you.
I believe you're referring to the what seem to be like eye sockets or whatever, which seem open. No, the eye, like the pupils themselves, were, as far as I can tell, closed.
Yeah. At least they made sure to not show us a direct view to help give that illusion.
That too.
herbs found off to the first team starbase. As I approach the base, Cassiopeia calls to confirm that I'm willing to join the operation, and we are promptly joined by the Academy Director.
How do you do, fellow kids?
We get started by attacking the guard.
Damn. I know his fucking skills on that shit at disguising, but you didn't have to call him that out, Lily.
Yeah, wow.
Outside the base, and it only takes 1 before it goes down. Then Cassiopeia gives me a rundown on the crew I'm up against, and how I have to clear out their base through the Star Barrage, which involves using 3 Pokemon to auto-battle against the crews. Then once I defeat enough, the leader comes out on a tricked-out Hot Rod and challenges me to a fight, and then I have to destroy the Hot Rod. Then I'm treated to a long flashback sequence about how years ago, the Team Star captains all came together like, man, we're friends. Aren't we good friends? I miss our other friend, who is definitely not Cassiopeia. Then we shake hands and they go back to class. And that's it. That's the star bases. This is all they amount to. I went and did another one immediately after, and it was exactly the same. But we'll conclude on that story when we reach the end. Arriving at Levincia.
Ah, fuck you, Lily. Oh, so this is a genuine fuck you, Lily. I'm actually writing that down now.
Oh, really? I was kind of just going with it.
No, because look, I'm a sucker
Enough
for
fuck you
friendship
lilies
and
have
shit.
happened though, so.
I am a sucker for friendship. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I love this story.
It's an excellent
So-
story, but with how she's boiling it down, it's like, okay, yeah, no, fuck you. I don't. You are crossing the fucking line this time.
I will say,
Oh, sorry. I just kind of had
sorry,
a smaller
stretch.
fuck yous that I feel like all of this has accumulated
yeah.
enough for that point.
I will say the story is definitely tropey, and I've seen it before. All the same, I am a sucker for it, so I personally love it, and I expect her following complaints just to be like, it's so tropey and stupid, but obviously she's just trying to boil it down and move past it as fast as possible.
Yep.
Instead of complain about it, because even complaining is apparently too much time for her.
Gym, I get a call from
Oh yeah, I did put it down. Pulling it up just to go show. Yep, I marked down the fuck yous, Lily.
Mhm.
Oh my god, Straub, you're 2 away. I'm also 2 away.
I am. So keep fucking up, Lily.
Mona, who says she's close by and she comes to say hi. She thinks that, just to be safe, we should have a pre-gym warm-up battle. Nimona, do you just want to fight? You know, the internet made Nimona out to be a creepy stalker with a crush, but honestly, she comes off way more like someone who wants to scrap. We're not even in competition. She's already the champion. She's just out here for fun. This does recontextualize the relationship. Instead of it being someone I'm in competition with, who, because of Game Freak reasons, can't hold a candle to me, here Nimona is always stated to be holding back. But I could already tell she doesn't want to. Like, her entire driving motivation is, please see this through, I am so bored. I guess when you're the best trainer in the region, it's hard to find someone on your level. I challenge you again literally right now, but champions have to be understanding, so I'll hang back and respect your time. Thank you! That's all I want, just someone respecting my time. The Levincia Gym
Oh my, okay. By the way, I realized she skipped essentially everything of the fucking school. So, I'm not going to select the don't mention school life because I'm going to wait until later to see if she brought that up. But no, literally before we get all the different operations, like all those 3 stories, we have a small scene with each of them that sets it up. And with Nimona, is literally her essentially being rejected by people because her strength terrifies the school and isolates her. That's why she's like this.
I do forget that opening scene. I don't know if it'll come up later or not, but my one complaint with the Mona story is there really isn't much of it, and there should be. I hate there's just checkpoints at gym battles, and then like she says something or another, and then buzzes off again. She should have a meaningful story because she's an actually interesting character.
I honestly throw that down to development time and the other 2 stories being presidents. Because Arvin's story and Penny's story would not work without this. Has she even mentioned Penny yet?
No, well, she mentioned Team Star. She did not mention the existence of Penny.
Because I just said that, I was like, wait, is that a spoiler? Wait, was that, she didn't even mention?
Actually, yeah, we've moved on from the base, so she didn't even talk about how Penny shows up as a delivery girl.
Okay.
challenge is taking part in Iono's stream, where she's just hanging out in the corner of the screen, voguing. I think this is the most animation a single character has had in the entire franchise. This is like if D. Emily Pyro was a gym leader. Anyway, the challenge is battling Iono's... Whoa. Oh, that guy's definitely bought some gamer girl bathwater. After the challenge, we're brought to the battle, where Iono keeps streaming, and chat pops up on screen, and she just keeps mugging for the camera. This is so fucking cute. How are you feeling about this battle, Lily? Like I can't lose. Oh, hey, we got a lively one here. You'd make a gnarly influencer, friendo. Well, that's good, because that's what I do for a living. This is genuinely delightful.
To the dismay of everyone on planet Earth.
Yeah. I would try to make a joke, but there's not a decent play on words. You're just plainly ruinous.
She's the goofiest gym leader we've had in a decade. Fitting with the other guys, her last Pokemon is off her type, and it's a Maggie. Oh, we're in for a smackdown today. To her credit, Ms. Maggie has put up a good fight, but was no match for the power of the Glitter Banshee, and even Iono's defeat animation's goofy. After all that, we vogue together for the camera. I like her. Afterwards, I'm approached by some strange jellyfish lady who introduces herself.
I don't know, nor do I want to. I don't want to know what voguing is.
Was Geeta, the chairwoman of the Pokemon League. That conversation didn't go anywhere. And now, a Pokemon running really fast. Next up is the Titan.
Okay, I pulled it up because I couldn't.
It was distraction.
Her distraction worked out because it gave me the time to go and look up what voguing is. It's a dance. It's a type of dance. According to the AI overview of Google, so take this with a grain of salt, I'm just doing this because it mentioned LGBTQ+, which is likely why she's mentioning it. Voguing is a highly stylized, expressive dance originating from Harlem's Black and Latino LGBTQ+ ballroom scene in the 1960s and 1980s.
Okay.
And then I looked lower down, and there's just people also ask, is voguing for gays? Anyways, the point is, it's actually not all that bad. It's just Lily, so once again, caution.
Yeah.
A big earthworm that... Next up is the Titan, a big earthworm that burrows into the ground, forcing me to chase it. When I actually catch it, we lock eyes, stare at each other, and he's like,
Swords, not words!
Orthworm. Great job at naming, guys. After battling it twice...
Oh, this coming from my praise Geodude. Oh shit! Oh no!
What have you done?
I hit zero by mistake!
You idiot!
Don't worry, the zero will
Next
help
up is
us!
the Titan, a big earthworm that burrows into the ground, forcing me to chase it. When I actually catch it, we lock eyes, stare at each other, and he's like,
Swords, not words!
Orthworm. Great job at naming, guys. After battling it twice, we acquire an herb that improves muscle strength and cook it into a sandwich, and my character is looking way more impressed than I am. Then Karaden wants my sandwich again, because of course he does, and learns the ability to jump higher. That's weak. Arvin feeds his sandwich to Mabostiff, who tries in vain to stand up. Well, congratulations, Arvin. Now I'm gonna go because I don't actually want to be here. Arriving in Cascarafa, good lord, this game is displaying a 360...
Getting close.
Oh, G just started running around me. And then she fell asleep right on the pavement. Me and the bestie.
I'm getting sleepy. Wish we could stop for a bit.
Arriving at the gym, I was unfortunate enough to catch the leader just as he was speeding off for something important, but his assistant asked me to bring him his wallet because the damn himbo forgot it. But this will apparently count as my gym challenge, so that works. Arriving in the next town, I am impeded in my task.
What?
Himpo.
Himbo.
Anyways, we're getting dangerously close to skipping Ivan's story, by the way.
Yep. And if that's the case, we get to click on the miss.
Asked by his other assistant, who insists on battling me before he'll let me talk to... Oh, come on, man. After I win, Kofu comes up to get his wallet and reveals he came to place a bid on some really expensive coral, so he tasked me with bidding on it as part of my gym challenge. Hey, wait, I thought bringing you your wallet was the gym challenge. Whatever, I stalled out the other bidders and won with 5,000 left to keep for myself. Returning to the gym, I'm greeted by 2 of the Elite Four, including this fat...
Okay, I am counting that as skipping side content.
Such as, just for fairness sake. And that's what was skipping
So
you.
the reason why is because after you do that, you unlock... Oh, is it after the gym challenge? No, I'm pretty sure after you do that with Kofu for the tutorial, then you're allowed to go and do the auction bids for, like, unique items.
Oh, yeah.
That was, if I recall, that gets added on immediately after. In which case, yeah, skip that side content.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous looking lady named Rika. I know who McKay's favorite character is. Oh no, wait, there's a Gilf later. Okay, yeah, I definitely know who her favorite character is. Anyway, I head down to the...
No one cares!
No one cares.
arena for the gym battle. Kofu's a lot more serious about the whole thing than the last one, that's a shame. And the battle was just a straight sweep, which was also a shame. But we got to take this goofy little perspective shot. Afterward, Nimona comes to congratulate me and says she wants to challenge me to a battle right away, but she's going to have to wait because she's built her team for the gym leader, so it isn't optimal for going against me. Ooh, we're getting fancy today. And then she runs off yelling, "Forgive me!" Oh, come on, Nimona, you're too hard on yourself. You and the VTuber are the only good things in this game. Arriving in Medley, I made a beeline right for the gym. Isn't it interesting that the cities are home to the gyms and nothing else related to progression? Once I get there, Hey, bestie! I saw you going into the gym and came running. Listen, I'm really sorry I couldn't battle you last time we ran into each other. Wait, don't get me wrong, I didn't chase you down just to battle you. Then again, I guess I wouldn't mind a battle or anything if you wanted to. What do you say?
Hey, I didn't start this war, but it's on!
Yes, battle time! You and me, Lily. Wait, hold on, I want to be sure to pick the right Pokemon for where you're at in your journey. Give me a sec to fine-tune my team, and then we can battle. In fact, while you're waiting, go ahead and take on the gym. This is your violent stalker fandom? This scatterbrain cinnamon roll? After all those memes for like a year, I was expecting something actually weird, not this adorable goofball. Actually, the gym challenge is...
denying the stalker claims?
Yes. She actually
I guess we have to undo it.
I guess we do. I dislike this.
Oh gosh, that actually starts erasing the stamp, the bingo board itself. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure I'm about to do that. Yep.
Shit, how do I want to do this? Because I can't just, it's going to erase the image. No. I'm not used to MS Paint, sorry.
Yeah, I'm also trying to figure out how to do that. I'm just going to lower the opacity and then just go over it a bit. There we go. Still
I'm
damaged,
just gonna
but
draw blue over it. That's a different brush. Fuck. Wait, where's the brush then? Oh.
so here's what the board looks like now. For all those that were curious. It is so real seeing Lily actually care for a character, though. So, what's this Gen 8 and Gen 9 Lily not being what we expect?
You gotta like something.
You ready?
Yeah.
Find a special menu item at the treasure eatery, so you have to battle the other trainers to get clues as to what the special menu item is. Everyone gets a single clue, and after 4 battles, you'll piece it together. Alternatively, you could just Google it because the answer is fixed. Hell, I'll just give you the answer right now. It's grilled rice balls, a medium serving, extra crispy, fire blast style, and lemon. Once you get the answer right, the people eating in the dining area are promptly murdered to make room for the arena floor. The gym leader...
Not really.
Yeah, still.
is this very tired-looking businessman who exclusively uses normal types, and then we have lunch. Seems like he's really happy he managed to find good rice balls in Spain. Back at the gym, I'm greeted by both Gita and Nimona. Whoa, I look away for a second and you're famous, Lily? But I found Lily first. You may be La Primera, but you can't go stealing her from me. Haha, I suppose I'll have to get in line. I love the implication that this is a common occurrence for her. That remark at the start about coming on too strong, this is not the first time she's tried to find a battling buddy. We meet outside for a battle, supervised by Gita, and Primape's...
Yeah, that's kind of a story.
Yeah.
Alt F4, the Primate.
Uh-huh.
Just bopping to the music. In fact, Primeape and G make mincemeat out of most of her Pokemon, but then out comes Quackwavel, who...
I don't know.
Okay, I'm completely intimidated. Actually, I said that as a joke, but Quackwavel actually mowed through my entire team, and I actually lost a rival battle for the first time in this entire series. And
Hell yeah.
Dissolved! Fucking dissolved!
Supremacy.
Honestly, I still say Quaxalarvel is the weakest of the 3 starters in Paldea. That's just because of how much I fucking hate Flower Trick as a move.
Quackleval the best.
Okay, hold this Flower Trick.
Okay, so
absolute surprise.
Fuck you, you expect to win just because I'm so focused on the duck? No, I can bring preparation.
Yeah, watch as the Pokemon you swapped into unexpectedly get one-shot by it.
Maybe so.
Seriously, me and Sharp has gone back to back over how powerful Flower Chick could be. The fact that it crits makes it so incredibly hard to deal with.
It is hard to deal with, but it's not snowballing, so Lamau, get on.
It's not snowballing, but if you can already one-shot, it doesn't need to snowball.
Yeah, except it can't always.
Instead of a Swords Dance, and it's going to do damage. It's essentially going to be neutral to anything. To everything. At best. Well, I mean, at worst. At worst, it's going to be, like, neutral to everything.
The Skeledirge in the room.
Yeah, that's only going to be... It's physical... Oh, wait, yeah, it's a physical tank. Never mind. Yeah, Skeledirge will just fuck it over.
Address me.
The game didn't make me redo it. I just have to live with my loss on my record. That's actually cool. So far in Pokemon games, if you lose, that loss is undone and you have to fight that person again. Canonically, you go through every game undefeated. I have no idea if the other battles with Nimona work this way, but I like it. One day, Lily, you and me are gonna have the greatest battle of all. I know it. I'm gonna go train up even more than I already have been. I swear, if the final boss isn't Nimona with a Dun-Dun Sparse, I'm going to be very disappointed. I decided to take a break from the progression to go back to the Academy. At the Academy, you'll find the various different characters hanging around for Bioware-style character interactions, and I like that because it means I have to choose for myself if I want to do them. I went to see the director who asked me what Chugi meant, and honestly, I had no idea. I had to look it up. It apparently means trying too hard. So the answer was obviously outdated and uncool, which means I told him it was a chewy gumball. So it is some sort of confection that children are partial to recently. I shall have to try one of these Chugis for myself sometime. The words used by young people these days are quite often beyond my comprehension, but when I learn the meaning behind the words, I find that I feel much closer to my students. Aw, now you made me feel bad. After breaking up another Team Star base, I arrive in Mountain Ever and
Does this count as skipping school life? Because
I mean,
that
yeah,
was
if she
the
sent it
perfect
back to
time for
school.
her to explain it. Like, she mentioned, like, oh yeah, you could go there and talk to people, but she didn't go to, like, yeah, there's, like, actual questions you get asked. There's, like, actual probably not trials, but...
You can go to school, and unlike the Pokemon schools of the previous games, it's actually something worth interacting with.
Yep, so, don't mention school life. And if it wasn't for the Universal EXP, you probably would have gotten the one Pokemon at level.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
It's straight for the gym.
we did see that there was, at least with that one preview we got, that 2 were at level and 2 were not, but we're waiting for another preview to see if there's any evidence.
Where the challenge is to host an opening event before the gym leader's concert. Oh shit, am I about to have a rap battle? No, I'm having regular double battles. Weak. This is the 3rd gen in a row that were like, we're going to do unique gym challenges, and then they just gave up halfway through. Then Rhyme comes out, and she's an old lady who raps.
Okay, fuck you, Lily. I love double battles. I hate what double battles has become. Because my favorite game, my favorite Pokemon game through the entire series is Colosseum. Well, the Colosseum series. This is not a bit.
Yeah, wait, so what do you mean what it's become?
Double battles have becoming increasingly less and less frequent, relegating to just gym challenges. The only double battles you can get now is VCG. Or VGC,
Yeah, it
whatever
is
the
pretty
fuck
bad
it's
that
called.
they took away double battles and, like, trainer battles. Yeah.
Like, that was very rare to happen in Sword and Shield that got relegated to a fucking gym, and it doesn't happen at all here! So no, Lily, fuck you! Genuinely, fuck you! Ah, goddamn!
Well, add that to the fuck you Lily count.
Sorry. Sorry. When I played XD Gale of Darkness, it was my favorite game of all time because I had to be unique with the limited amount of Pokemon I was handed, and I had to change all my strategies to work on double battles. I had to think in ways I never thought of before. And I would love another sequel! Game Freak, make a spin-off of Colosseum and my life is yours! Thank you for my TED Talk on why Pokemon should make another Gale of Darkness sequel.
Apps. You know, my wife has a friend like this. Hi, T. After she thrashes some guy, she asks if I'm here for a gym battle or a rap battle. Rap battle, obviously. Ha! You got jokes. We both know why you're really here.
Oh, come on!
You know, I just thought back to the Secret of Monkey.
Wait, that's where that line was from? My Little Pony?
Yeah. I didn't know for the longest time either.
I did not know that! I'm just used to hearing it out of context.
Real.
The Island of all. We both know why you're really here.
Oh, come on!
You know, I just thought back to the Secret of Monkey Island of all things, where you have to sword fight using insults and comebacks. Come on, Game Freak, you can totally do this. Tie the super effective bonuses to getting the right verse. That'd be amazing. After the battle, I just enjoy the concert and Hassel starts launching into a tirade about how genius my strategy was. There wasn't even a strategy, Ceruledge did all the work. Heading out to the desert for the next Titan encounter, I found him just wandering around. I actually didn't even notice he was the Titan at first. I kept going to the map marker before I was like, oh wait, Lily, you stupid bimbo. My grass kitty made quick work of him the first time, and then G put him down for the count. Onward to Herb. Arvin makes a sandwich and Karaden eats mine again, and this time gets the ability to glide. Glide? Shit, that actually sounds awesome. However, for my boss diff, it does nothing. Well, that was interesting, Arvin. I'm gonna head out, got a bestie to see. I arrived in Alfrenada and found Nimona at the gym. She congratulates me on badge number 6 and challenges me to another battle and takes me outside to an arena to scrap. A scrap I actually won this time. That's an L for me. Man, you've gotten so good. Thanks, Nem. The gym challenge itself is playing Simon Says with emotions, where me and G have to mimic what they're doing, and I like this one solely because I get to see the player and G making the goofiest faces. Then we have to have a trainer battle before doing another round, this time in the rain. Then we have the gym battle with Tulip, some kind of supermodel who uses psychic types, and is that a giraffe rig that got vored by its own tail? After the battle, we do a little yoga, and I leave with the 7th badge. Rika meets me at the gym.
So what was that?
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
Well.
And introduces me to this adorable little baby with just the worst name. Who names a child Poppy? I think the Pokemon on Team Poppy are really strong too. Which of you is stronger, do you think?
Poppy is a name, though?
It is. I mean, it's typically more so for animals, but, like, used on animals, but, like, so are some common human names. Like, it's just a name.
I'm one of the Elite Four, so I'm more amazing. This is a baby. How is she one of the Elite Four? You've got a socially isolated gym rat running around trying in vain to make friends, and this is one of the Elite Four? That's weird, I'm off to the last gym. The final gym...
Yeah, I can't deny that. Although, fun fact, I did the ice gym before I did the psychic gym, because I thought the psychic gym was the last one for some reason.
It's so out of the way.
Out of the way? Yeah, how out of the way is, I thought that was the last one. And, yeah, I'll be honest, I had a harder time with the psychic gym than the ice gym.
Real. Say
Honestly,
what I will about Psychic, it is technically less easy to deal with than Ice.
Seriously, Paldea is surprisingly difficult at times.
Yeah, Game Freak... I know I say Game Freak doesn't know what they're doing, but it really is only on the coding side of things. In so many other ways, they are really improving over the years and have basically locked in since Gen 5. It's just they don't know how to code shit and they aren't given time or, outsourcing.
Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't got Game Freak not knowing from you yet.
I know, but remember, this is the one I said is number 3 on my list, so... And again, she's not focusing much, if at all, on the gameplay anyways. So she's not really focusing on how the coding fails, other than to poke at the obvious one, which is the glitches, which we've already covered.
Mission is a buggy sledding challenge. Well, that was painless. The gym leader is Grusha, who looks like Kenny's been on the estrogen. Good job.
Challenge. I didn't really see that being too buggy.
Sledding is difficult to begin with. Like...
I aced that challenge.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. I think I failed it once, and that was just because I literally did not have a sled before that point. So I was trying to get used to the controls literally as it was happening.
Grusha, nice to see you got away from those toxic friends. Unfortunately, that's not going to stop G from melting you. Then she gets embarrassed when I ask for a...
Fuck, I should have done transgression. Can I change it to transgression?
No, we've already done one change. It's too late.
Damn it. Screw you, it's my rules. I'm doing it.
Screw you, I'm more powerful.
Screw you, I have your card!
No, my card.
Fine, I won't change it.
Don't pull out the Nokia. That's cheating.
Photo to commemorate the win, which, mood, I hate having my photo taken too, but I love the cheeky look on her face. Like, yes, I can get people to do anything I want. Back at the gym, I run in...
Okay, yeah. I definitely should have done the check. Because, to be fair, I thought she would make a mention of Penny. She hasn't made a mention of Penny yet.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
Wow. No, fuck it. Unless she was... I'll give a small mark in case she does, in fact, come back and cover Penny's story as the climactic finale. But for now, we're gonna just put a pin in that.
I am going to change it due to the simple fact that Penny has not been mentioned at all yet, and that is weird. So yeah. I just want to note I was originally going to be nice, but no, it's like. Now this is just suspicious. And also, I forgot Grusha had that, stereotype, so...
Anyways,
just give me a second to fix this. Because Grusha is canonically male, if I recall.
Yeah.
So I'm going to update this before I'm probably gonna go and update this before the final release of it. But yeah, what the fuck, Lily? What the fuck? And now that we have the transgressor, and again, there's no point. I do want to preface this by saying you
are going with transgressor, which means I get to mark off Transpenny.
Yes, and I do want to say this. By the way, there is nothing wrong with it. With headcanning people as trans, it's just when you're trying to make something official, yeah, unless they're supposed to be like a trans allegory, probably shouldn't, because then you're just getting headcanon in the way of the retrospective.
Yeah, if you want some canon trans, watch Wokefuckers.
Yep. Oh hell, what? No, I know there's a trans game that I played, and I can't remember what it was. Celeste is one of them, but that was not the one I was thinking of. Oh well.
To Gita and the bestie again.
Anyways, Anyways, point is, something we should probably mention is, don't expect main companies to make trans characters.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna want the indie scene for that.
On her face. Like, yes, I can get people to do anything I want. Back at the gym, I run into Geeta and the bestie again, and she's really happy that I have all 8 badges, which means it's time to take on the League. After I get the other things done, but I'll be there. Nimona runs off to prepare.
Oh my god, Penny!
Wait, back it up. I missed what she said.
Which means it's time to take on the League. After I get the other things done, but I'll be there. Nimona runs off to prepare for.
Wow. That was like the first visage of Penny. This entire video.
Penny!
And it's just her doing the I show speed face.
The thing's done, but I'll be there. Nimona runs off to prepare for the match of a lifetime, and Geeta says she's never seen Nimona this excited before. Really, Geeta? This is kind of normal for her. She must be really happy that she finally has a friend who can keep pace with her own talents.
Aww. Oh god.
You're crying over Pokemon?
The joy of finding love in the most unlikely places got to me, alright? Oh god, that.
Fuck you. You don't love shit. Don't lie to us.
In any other place, I'd totally be with you, but nah, fuck you, Lily. You have burned your bridges.
Punched me in the heart. After finishing the last 2 Team Star bases, Cassiopeia tells me that Team Star was a group of bullied kids that banded together to stand up to their bullies, and because united they were unstoppable, the bullies dropped out of school. And Team Star ended up the villains of the story. Scoozy? What fucking nonsense is that? You're not the villains because your bullies were such babies about consequences they dropped out. What fucking lunatic told you that? After the last one, she actually confessed to being the big boss of Team Star, implying this is all some penance walk for crimes she didn't commit, and tells me to come back to the school to fight her for realsies. This is the final mission for Starfall Street, but instead of going there, I'm going to do the Last Titan first. Arriving at the Last Titan, I find the Tatsugiri by the shore, which summons Titan Dondozo. After beating it twice, as usual, we head it back inside and find.
Well,
is that kind of skipping through the story? Like early plot twist in a way?
It happened when it happened. Because she completed it and then all that. So I don't think we're gonna get early plot twist.
Okay.
Because the thing is, like, she wouldn't mention, like, oh yeah, they got bullied after she beat the 5th gym leader. So yeah, I think at this point, we can't do early plot twist. Because we said anything from, like, this point forward would trigger this, and we've reached that point.
The last Herba Mystica. This one gives Coraiden the ability to climb walls, and finally makes Arven's dog stand up, which she gets really teary-eyed about. With Mabosstiff cured, Professor Sada calls and asks us to come to her lab at Poco Path. Arriving at the lab, we find it completely empty, but the computers suddenly reactivate and Sada tells us she needs our help. She's apparently at the deepest part of the crater and needs our help carrying out the final step of her research. To do it, we have to bring the Scarlet Book to her. The only problem is that Area Zero is a dangerous place with very brutal Pokemon, and we are 2 kids, a dog, and some celery, so we need help. Arven figures we need someone with champion rank skills in battling and someone who's good with tech. Let's see, dangerous Pokemon, certainty of death, small chance of success. I know someone who'd love to come. The student council girl? Yeah, she'd be perfect for the job, but I doubt she'd give us the time of day unless one of us was on her level, as in champion rank level. Oh, come on, Arven, Nimona's my bestie. She'll help. He is right, though. You can't go into Area Zero until you've completed all 3 story paths for the game. Area Zero is where the final boss is, so the idea that these were optional is a joke. Overall, Path of the Titans is fine. It doesn't overstay its welcome the way a lot of features in Pokemon does, and the rewards you get for them are more freedom to travel. It's basically one big HM game. Arven as a character is fine, he's nothing.
What was that?
Look at Mabosstiff. I forget his nickname.
Mabosstiff is such a good boy.
Oh my goodness.
He also looks like old. He looks like an old grumpy man, as in dog
Well,
form.
yeah, that's kind of the point, but he's a happy old grumpy man right now. Good boy. I'm so happy they didn't old yellow him. Oh my god. You don't understand how afraid I was playing this game at first.
Yeah, fair, actually.
It's
basically one big HM gate. Arven as a character is fine, he's nothing. more freedom to travel. It's basically one big HM gate. Arvin as a character is fine, he's nothing to write home about honestly. He's another sad boy of which we've had our fair share. Maybe if I wasn't already oversaturated with characters like him, I'd be more interested. I mean, there's a pupper, I like the pupper, but Arvin himself is just kind of okay. Deciding to save the best for last and get the worst over with quickly, I headed up to the school to fight Cassiopeia. Clive is there and finally decides to reveal himself and takes off his disguise. In truth, the boy you know as Clive was none other than the director of Naranj Academy, Mr. Clavel.
Oh my god, I can't believe it!
How could we have ever have known?
My god. Okay, can I go and say something that I'm kind of disappointed about? Me and Straub agreed we were going to have a bit. And then she skipped over all the shit that would have been our bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I want to, at this point, I want to grumpily check every single missed character story, only because she just covered the entire game in minutes, when this person is, like, notorious for giving the play-by-play of the entire game and calling that a retrospective. I will get to that after this. But now she's just casually traipsed through the entire story like it's nothing for both Arvin and Penny. And to some degree, like, they only got Nemona's story.
And even then, I am hitting Miss Nemona's story, because she hasn't even gone into any of the reason why Nemona's like this. We had to do that.
And no, Lily, sadly, trying to be, admiring of her as a character does not mean you are focused on her story.
Literally, I just need insults legendary and I would have it.
Right, I forgot we have shuffled cards.
Yep. Actually... Oh, you have, yeah, you just got it. You got, bingo.
Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot. What do you know? Bingo!
Congrats!
Bingo! 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 Fun time bingo!
Congrats, Straub, I gave you won a little game. How do you feel?
Bingo!
If we kept this, damn. Honestly, it's a good thing we didn't have sexual harassing Nemona. Although, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like we have gotten a bit of harassing, just not the sexual nature. But yeah. If we got that, you would have gotten a second bingo. Anyways.
He then claims to have been Cassiopeia the entire time, sure dude, and challenges me to a battle. The battle wasn't anything noteworthy, but I do want to share something fun. One of my Pokemon was Mousehole, who has an ability that hits up to 10 times, and I gave him a King's Rock.
No, it has a move that hits up to 10 times, not an ability.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, this is how it works, and I believe it is even banned, I think.
Yes, it is. It's banned.
Yeah.
Don't blink. You're powerless.
You know, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
She picked Tandemouse and did not make a breeding joke. She picked Tandemouse to be competitively viable.
Yeah. Damn, Lily. To be fair, she probably was doing research on the competitive, quote-unquote, found that and decided, I'm gonna do that. Which is
Oh yeah, it's still fairly toxic, because again, I believe this is banned, and for good reason.
She admitted it was banned.
All the same. Yeah, all the same. I mean, it's using a strategy instead of just saying, I'm here to have fun with my Pokemon and not be weird about them at all.
Yep.
That's checkmate! Is this the end of your journey?
No family of mice is complete without some quality cheese. After I win, he confesses to not actually having been Cassiopeia, but he can hazard a guess as to who she is. But just as things are about to get wordy, a lady named Time comes out and chastises the director for battling children on school grounds. Oh, spare me. Your excuses reek worse than a stunky's behind. You'll write a letter of apology to the students and faculty at once, and I'll be reporting this to the chairwoman of the school board, make no mistake. Ooh, director, you're in trouble. According to the wiki,
I'm gonna be honest, probably should have saved on, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't see what's wrong with this. You're a school about battling. They just need an excuse for Clive to not be there. Cause like, it's a Pokemon. You're going to school to learn how to fight better. Why would the director not fight a student? Like, I guess it's unofficial, which is probably the problem.
Are the 6 Premier Balls for show?
Like, yeah, sorry, just, no matter what, this always baffled me.
Yeah.
Shocking enough to get through to the... No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna fucking call it. We are not getting Clan God of War's OP.
Probably not. I'm surprised.
He has finally found the horse too dead to beat.
Hell, I've been surprised we haven't gotten Kingdom Hearts yet.
Well, she thinks the story is either okay or worth skipping, so she can't make a Kingdom Hearts joke.
No, she'll find reasons to make a Kingdom Hearts joke. She has done that throughout the entire series.
I've avoided
Time is actually
not knowing because we've covered it. Oh yeah, we actually may not have much bingo.
Which, I'm honestly shocked. I knew that when I made it, things were going to be a bit iffy, but I am genuinely surprised. Oh, she didn't even talk about the fucking outfits! Which, I'll be honest, I probably shouldn't have done the ass-kicking outfit, which is why I've retroactively been updating this to be a better form of it, but... Because it's not fun if I make a bingo sheet and then half of the things aren't possible.
She A, didn't change her outfit, or B, even complain about the fact that the outfits are only school outfits.
Honestly, this...
Does she even know she can change them?
She has to! Maybe not. I don't know.
She's trying to play so little of the game, she's actually missing core gameplay mechanics.
This would still fall under skip side content.
We already got that.
I know, I'm just saying. I know, I'm just saying. This is, like, I am so surprised.
It's like, it's not like she's turning a new leaf, it's just that she's going in such an unexpected route.
God, I guess let's
Kind
just
of hit
continue.
A weird route right here.
Let's just continue. I might have to update this for the fans.
Ooh, director, you're in trouble. According to the wiki, Time is actually the older sister of Rhyme, the rapping gym leader. Oh, Rhyme time. Oh, that's cute. Later that night, I headed out into the school grounds to meet Cassiopeia, who reveals herself to have been Penny the entire time.
That is brand new information!
Well, this is the first time we've even seen Penny in your fucking retrospective!
Who could have guessed? And I honestly, bit aside, what real tells were there other than the fact that Cassiopeia technically vents her regrets? But even then...
Like, even with this, like, I'm trying to think, and it's like, you've only mentioned her just now. I think we only caught a glimpse of her when you skipped over the interaction of, Team, Star near the beginning. Because that's, like, the first time you see her, and the only other time you really see Penny is after you beat the, Team Star member, and she comes up to hand you the items, the TMs. The materials and the LP points, and you know what I mean. Well, league points, but... Like, those are the only times you really see Penny. Penny is actually largely absent from the story. Because she's in the persona of Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
She reveals that me making quick work of those Team Star grunts meant that I was the perfect foil to betray her friends and send them to the Shadow Realm. Then she demands a battle because if she isn't defeated, she might feel compelled to revive Team Star. After defeating her, she gives us a flashback to first breaking up the team because she felt guilty for making bullies cry. Then her friends all come back and have a big speech about friendship and gaudy outfits while a big melodious piece.
Sorry, I guess it must be said, since she's absolutely refusing to cover the actual depth of the story. The reason Team Star became an issue is, while yes, they scared the bullies away, they also became the new ruling bullying force. And many people, even well-doing students, were afraid that they were just going to gang up on them and maybe not do mean things, but, be a gang. They're a collective group. They're going to try to have in-group and out-group. All that. That's why it became a bit of a problem and was actually threatening their school careers, whatever.
Not to mention, Team Star stopped going to school.
Oh, that too.
Like,
so yeah, they would.
And that's part of the reason why Penny wanted to break the team apart is because they don't want them to get expelled. But as long as Team Star shit is going on, they don't want to go back to school.
Yep.
piano theme plays, just so that you're absolutely certain that this is supposed to be a sad scene. Then the director puts them to the task of making battle facilities or something. I don't know. That's Starfall's supposed to be a sad scene.
Sorry. Since we also skipped the story, I just want to say this again is a really nice story. If again, it's really tropey. You could find it in like probably 5 different stories elsewhere, but all the same, it is just the right kind of emotional story that honestly Pokemon has kind of been lacking. I mean, sure we had like Bianca and technically Shauna, but beyond that, we didn't have like a truly emotional conflict such as this, a true persona moment, if you will.
Persona.
Persona.
Sorry.
But yeah, like again, there's plenty of good stories in Pokemon, but this one is really a nice emotional interpersonal conflict that we just haven't seen much, and it's really just way too charming. To just say, oh, I'm supposed to be sad because the sad music's playing, it's so insulting because Game Freak is doing their hardest to actually be emotional for once.
Game Freak does know what they're doing in this case.
Yes.
Because, okay. Here's the thing. Ever since Scarlet and Violet, because I'm going to be honest, the story in X and Y and in Sword and Shield were both very much ass. I like the story in Sun and Moon. But it's like, they are trying to tell more complicating and more meaningful stories.
They've been trying to do so since Gen 5, actually.
They have been, it's just that they faltered and then just didn't fucking try for Sword and Shield. I'm sorry, you can barely count that as a story.
Oh, yeah, no. I wasn't including Sword and Shield, I was including Black and White 2.
I know. I was trying to say, like, from Gen 6 and onwards. And then I realized, actually, no, because Sun and Moon tried. And essentially all the ones before Gen 6 tried as well. Like, the only real bad stories is Sword and Shield in X and Y. Anyway, sorry, what were you going on about?
Fuck you, Lily.
Fuck you, Lily.
Director puts them to the task of making battle facilities or something. I don't know. That's Starfall straight. Gonna be honest, I hated this one. The entire premise is just another the bullied has become the bully. And I fucking hate this trope. I despise it so fucking much. That every character is the same and once you beat them they get all moody is even worse. And what really puts the stake through its heart is that it has 5 times more dialogue than it needs to. At the end of the day, this is a story about a bullied girl believing she has become a villain. And not once are we allowed to say, no, you're fucking not. So yeah, fuck Starfall Street. Oh, by the way, Penny tracks your phone, so, if there's anything to apologize for, that could be it. Arriving at the
I'm pulling this down on Bullied the Bullies.
Yeah, no, that it is bullying the bullies, but
Like,
the bullied to say that they're all the same type of person. No.
I was going to let it slide. I was going to let it slide until that final statement.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, no, of course, like, sorry, they are not the same character. The rich kid who is, torn between his proprietary status that he may himself not want and his passion as a Team Star agent is not the same as the big, strong lady who is like all heart, no thoughts, all heart. She loves, she wants to protect, but she doesn't really exactly know how to properly, and that's her struggle. And that's all different from the music guy who's really just trying to be here.
Hell, I think what also fucking baffles me is the fact that she doesn't even go to the fact that all of their music was produced in game. Like,
yeah,
the DJ guy, he made all the soundtracks. He made it.
Also, sorry, I should have said this. I'm just trying to remember the others besides of course the fire one. I forget what the 5th one is off. Oh wait, the poison guy. No, I covered the fighting. That's the big lady.
Oh, which one are you missing?
Poison.
What is this one again?
Sorry,
oh yeah,
I remember.
he's the artist.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get to him, I'm forgetting the name of the fire girl. But if you played like me and went to the cloth names. Anyways, if you went to the cloth first and started heading east, you would head up her first instead of the dark type guy. And she, well, I may forget her name, is a great character and a great way to introduce Team Star. She deeply cares about supporting others, especially taking care of Pokemon that are otherwise abandoned. She has a lot of heart and a lot of passion, but can't utilize it because, again, the only way to utilize herself is through rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically why she needs Team Star as that rebellion, because there's no other way for her to properly express herself.
By the way, just for an update, this is what the sheet should look like at this moment if you're following with Oz. And again, you guys might have a different one just because I'm probably going to look back onto this and update some of these because, again, it's not fun if you can't get a bingo. Or at least get, like, the ones that we already swapped out, like the Overhate of Graphics and Transgressor. Anyways, continuing onwards.
Anyways.
Pokemon League, Rika sits me down to give an interview before I can fight the Elite Four. How did you get here today? I walked, ma'am. Please tell me the name of the school you are enrolled in. Naranja Academy. So what brings you to the Pokemon League today? Come champion, why else? Now what do you intend to do if and when you become a champion? You know, this is honestly getting kinda... Oh, one of the options is I want to battle Nimona. Oh. Do you like Pokemon, Lily? You know, after doing this entire project, I'm not entirely sure, but I figure that's not the answer you want. After passing the interview, I get to fight the Elite Four.
Just state it out plain. Like...
What? I was distracted by, again, she's being all cute about Nimona, which, fair. I'm upset you missed her story, but yeah, it's kind of cute.
Listen carefully, listen carefully.
I'm not entirely sure, but I figure that's not the answer. Do you like Pokemon, Lily? You know, after doing this entire project, I'm not entirely sure, but I figure that's not the answer you want. After passing the interview...
Trust me, it has been clear from Gen 4 onwards. It's been especially clear Gen 4 onwards. The answer is no.
I get to fight the Elite Four. First is Rika, who is packing ground-type Pokemon. Unfortunately, not only does G have Energy Ball, but I have a Trash Cat. Next up is Poppy, and still, what kind of name is Poppy? That's what a Newfoundlander calls their grandfather. She specializes in Steel types, and I brought myself an edgy girl. The next one is Larry, who has apparently switched types to flying, but she's got that no problem. Last is Hassel, who uses Dragon types. And a surprising twist of fate, a Dragon type actually knocked out G for the first time ever. It's alright, though. I am a terrible person. Moving on to
that combo never should have existed. That combo never should have existed. Okay, now this is going to be a ton of fates. What does she think about Gita?
Is that important to the bingo card?
No, but it is for me. Because Gita is not a good champion. They made her good after the fact, but Gita was clowned on as one of the worst champions for so long.
Huh. Because remember,
because she sends out like King's Gambit only, and she keeps crap. I'm forgetting the Pokemon that looks like her hair. The one that
Glimmer, but
you know, the one that if you hit with a physical move sets up toxic spikes.
I know. I don't remember the name though.
Yeah, she uses that one last. Well, that's a setup Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And also just her selection of Pokemon. It's just not good. So I'm curious what Lily thinks of all.
The final challenge. Is it the bestie? Oh, it's just Gita. I guess that's fine too. Gita uses a mixed team like most champions do, and honestly, it wasn't terribly difficult outside of me being simply underleveled, but we all know that Gita isn't the final boss, not even a victory road. Now, allow me to walk you back to the entrance. I'm certain you'll find a familiar face awaiting you. Nimona's waiting downstairs, and after confirming that I am in fact a champion, she gets extremely excited. I'm a champion.
I am upset.
What, did she just brush by it?
Yes.
Gita?
Yes!
Yeah, fair enough.
Again, I'm so curious because a lot of people call her shit. I even call her shit because in her fucking champions match is not good. She has questionable Pokemon with questionable moves in a questionable order. With a questionable type?
Espathra.
What?
Poor Espathra. Calling Espathra mid.
Yeah. Mid.
No.
Now you're a champion, which means we're true equals. You and me, both champion ranked trainers. This is amazing. Now that you've made it here, I've got one thing to say. Let's you and me be best rivals for life. Funny thing is, you can actually refuse her multiple times, and it kind of breaks her to some degree as she just starts saying, you, me, rivals, yes? And after playing through this entire game, doing that honestly just feels mean, like not letting Garrus win, or kicking Imoen out of the party. When you say yes, she's so happy. She wants to battle right away, but G needs a trip to the Pokemon Center first, and is this really the place? So we decide to meet back at Mezagoza. Before we leave though, Nemona brings up the fact that the treasure hunt was about finding a treasure that's special to you, and Nemona found her treasure. It was the player, someone who she can go all out against and who can challenge her in a fight. Aww. She's great. I love her. I head down to Mezagoza immediately, and Nemona's already there, drawing a crowd.
Fuck you.
You little. I am not letting this slide. You know what? No, you are not allowed this because you dissed the treasure of Penny and Arvin. You are not allowed your own treasure, Lily. In fact, deleting Nemona from the game now.
No, wait. The Nemona for all of us. No.
Just on the screen is just Nemona just completely vanishes.
Talks about how she's the. Love her. I head down to Mezagoza immediately.
Let's go after
Nemona.
this. Let's go after this. Just
Fine.
So everything
Chain me
clear.
if thou
I'm sorry.
must.
I'm sorry. I will give you as much time as you want after we get like right before the start of Area 0.
Fine.
And Nemona's already there, drawing a crowd.
Anyways,
she talks about how she's the most excited out of everyone. The battle.
Sorry, I don't know when you're gonna speak. Repeat one more time.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah, this battle is beautiful as fuck. Just so cinematic and pretty.
It is the most public out of all of them.
Immediately, and Nemona's already there, drawing a crowd. She talks about how she's the most excited out of everyone, and the battle begins. And Nemona is actually difficult, but in a good way. This isn't a damage dope fight, it's actually fun. And I'm in here under leveled and with only 5 Pokemon too. When you eventually beat her, because this is the only fight with Nemona you aren't allowed to lose, Nemona gets so moved she actually starts crying. You know, it actually throws the player for a loop. It looks like, oh god, did I do something wrong? But she's actually giddy because that was the best battle she's ever had. Then she immediately wants round 2, much to everyone's chagrin. This is fucking adorable. This is actually great. Victory Road is kind of by the numbers at this point, but my god, does Nemona just carry the whole campaign. She is a genuine breath of fresh air. The last time I loved a Pokemon character this much was 21 years ago, and it was one of the Pokemon. I speak no hyperbole when I say that every interaction with Nemona left a huge smile on my face. Her story got actual tears out of me. She did not deserve all those stalker memes that the fandom gave her. I always thought that was in poor taste, but having played the game, I find it's borderline slander. Nemona has a few lines of awkward dialogue, and she...
Yeah, but that's just the internet. The internet likes to blow everything out of proportion.
You want the cheeky Pokemon fight, do you?
Gets called a stalker over the person who hacks your phone and is tracking your location. No, Nemona's actually great. One of the best characters in Pokemon in a long time. Wait, that's a
political joke.
That is a political joke! I was sitting back it up so I could actually understand it because my brain's going ball, but...
in your location. Stalker over the person who hacks your phone and is tracking your location. No.
Oh yeah, that would be... Okay, fair enough. We got political joke. Unfortunately, I can't get only plot twists. I would have gotten a bingo.
I can't get ass-kicking outfit because she doesn't focus on an ass-kicking outfit.
Do we count cry damage scaling? Because she mentioned damage scaling, but... Because the thing is, there is no damage scaling.
Oh. Actually, she did with the start when the indie game moment. She was trying that there wasn't damage scaling.
Then when it comes to the Nemona saying it's hard, but not in the way of damage scaling. That's crying damage scaling.
Yep.
Okay, now I just claim God of War is OP. I don't think that's gonna happen. I have 4 bingos! I thought one of them would have happened by now!
I don't want sexually harassing Nimona, but that's like the one thing I need for another bingo, and then that and me saying my thing. But that's also not happening, so wow, I'm
no
left at one.
ass-kicking outfit!
Or ass kicking up, yeah. Focus on the clothes, girly. I want a bingo.
Nemona's actually great. One of the best characters in Pokemon in a long time. Companion characters have, for 2 decades now, suffered from the fact that they're all cookie cutter. They're either creepily nice or trying too hard to overtake you, in spite of the fact that the games are extremely easy, and they bother you with the same dialogue every route and city. Sometimes you get interesting plays on those characters, like the nervous but determined Wally, or the non-combatant but actual protagonist Lily, but they still often carry the issue of talking way too much and never actually saying anything. They have character, but they don't have personality. Nimona has tons of personality. She's a fucking weird girl who just likes to fight because it's fun. But she's at the top, so nobody can really challenge her and everyone's too afraid to actually battle her at all. So her interactions with Juliana are like, please like battling as much as I do. Please reach the champion rank. I'm so lonely. Nimona's story is sad indeed, but she's not angsty about it. Not around Juliana, at least. She gets to see a side that, according to Gita, nobody's ever seen before. She's genuinely fun, she's awkward and weird, and she's not overdoing it like Hop was in the last game. A big joke was made out of her supposedly stalking the player, but she really doesn't. What I find makes her more interesting is that she does the same boundary-pushing things other rivals do, but she's always really apologetic about it almost immediately afterward. That line about how you'll have all the battles you'll ever need with me is one that is almost immediately walked back when you explain the situation. That's the point where you're like, oh, okay, you just have like no social skills. She always apologizes when she oversteps, and about halfway through Victory Road, it stops being necessary because her excitement is something I like about her. I like her. She's fun. And her story is pretty grounded. She's not got the sadness quartet that the other 2 characters have. She's just got her hands-off parents and alienated people with her battle fever. The fact that she's a high-energy character makes her way more interesting than Arven, who is way less interesting because he's such a moody asshole. Nimona also doesn't overstay her welcome. You only battle her like 5 times, and you don't encounter her at every gym. So this idea that she's following you around is complete nonsense. The way she's written is very charming. It's the good mix of chaos and exuberance that Pokemon has been sorely lacking. The friendly rivals have always been really upbeat and cheerful with no texture to them, and the rest of them are just moody. Nimona actually got me choked.
Yep.
Is that all ages soda you've cracked open?
It is an all-ages soda I cracked open.
Oh, okay, I thought you were making a beer joke.
Oh, trust me, I wish. I forgot to buy the wine! I forgot to buy it!
This just in, we is sober. I repeat, we is sober.
I'm gonna see if I can find my other stash. Give me 1 second.
Oh, huh. You know what? I will take this time. Oh, never mind. He's still here. I heard the crack.
No, I just went and got another one. For the joke.
Okay. Anyways, should I start yapping or are we waiting for a little more monologue?
Bit more. We're still in the Nimona phase.
Up at times. Hearing Gita tell me that she's never seen Nimona this happy in so long got me way more than the sick dog did. She's a new character after years of Game Freak recycling the same characters, and she's so good. She carries the entire game. With every story done, it's time to head into the crater.
Okay, now you can!
Okay, I agree. Nimona is an amazing character, but the one thing that breaks my heart is how she doesn't get enough story. At least it doesn't feel like it. Reviewing it like this does show me that she does talk enough in her own cutscenes for it to matter something, but compared to the other 2, it is a desert. It is starvation out here. Like, the other 2 get these, again, long cutscenes, which, unlike her, this is actually good to me. It allowed me to embrace the characters in their own personal moments, in their little flashbacks. That's really charming. And Arvin had his sandwich moments with his puppy, and he's with his puppy. Aww. But Nimona gets barely any time to legitimately talk to you about herself or about you. Until, of course, either the start of the game or the end. That's not balanced at all. It's hard to really dig into how she is, why she is, or whatever. And, you know, get to know her better, because her middle just doesn't exist. It is just, hey, ready for a battle? Sweet, that was a cool battle. I'm gonna prepare for the next battle. Bye.
Yep.
And there's moments where they try to cover that ass. They cover the ass there, where they're like, oh well, Jack in my day, she actually was like killing people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyways, yeah, no. She needed way more story to definitely shine who she is as a person, besides the very end of the game. It is terrible that she is shafted so much.
Would you say it's a Game Freak not knowing how to write a character?
It's a Game Freak not knowing how to pace a character, but yes.
Did I ask that just so we can mark it off the bingo sheet? Yes.
Yes.
We both just seen ass-kicking outfit!
Real. Anyways, like, what else to say? No, I don't know. I love her. I totally understand Lily falling in love with her. Not that I'm happy about Lily, mind you, but I will treat a human as a human, even if they've broken their human past.
Wait, does this count as bully Orvin?
It might.
I'm gonna count that considering she's just saying, oh yeah, Orvin's a whiny baby. No, not whiny baby, but...
Moody asshole is what she called him.
Which...
So, yeah.
It makes sense when you know his fucking story. Like, Orvin's story is not done yet.
Will say,
you might think it's done, it's not done yet.
I will say he is definitely flawed in the sense he is the typical daddy issues character, which people love to joke about. Oh, it's just daddy issues the character. Like, yeah, no, you're right. But beyond those little moments, he's a fine character.
Damn, you could have
It's
gone
fun seeing how...
Sorry, go ahead.
It's fun seeing how emotionally messed up he is because of the issues, and how he's trying to rationalize things and maybe step back into the norm.
Because, yeah, no, I can't say anything because, again, Arvin's story isn't done yet. Arvin's story doesn't get done until Area Zero.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Yep.
Anything? Star Road. Yeah, I just like Star Road. I love all the characters involved, all 5 of them, and Penny. I mean, no, we're not doing the bit with Calliope anymore.
Okay, here's the thing. We were going to...
sorry, Cassiopeia.
We were going to do a thing with, like, Clive. Yes, we see directly right through it. Penny, though, we were going to pull up the same thing we did with fucking Mask Royal. But we couldn't, because Penny got skipped!
Because, again, like Mask Royal, and with pretty much every other game till now, Lily has been going a perfect play-by-play of every game in every moment. So there's, of course, plenty of time for her to bitch and complain about the characters because they're taking up the time she wants to spend, doing the play-by-play, but not wanting to do the play-by-play, if that makes sense. She doesn't want to do it, but apparently believes play-by-play is the way you review these games. So to see her just casually jump over the entire story and cover each of the 3 paths in, like, less than a half hour is baffling.
Like, the only thing I could think of is that she did it just to try to make time, because Scarlet and Violet is a very big game. But that would do a disservice to the retrospective she doesn't even want to do!
Yeah. We'll get to that after the generation is over, by the way.
Yes, we're going to have our own spiel of final thoughts.
Anyways,
so, let's hurry it up. We're running out of time.
Fair, true.
Arvin is waiting for me at the Zero Gate, and together we head inside. The station's dark and dingy, but oh hey, bestie! Once she heard she'd get to battle awesome Pokemon, she was here in a second. You're an annoying little pest at the academy, but I guess you could come in handy for this. Hey, Arvin, shut the fuck up. The lights suddenly turn on, thanks to Penny, who hacked into the system controls. Nimona introduces herself, and Penny chastises her for talking way too much. I gotta say, I am not liking the energy we're putting into the room. Santa then comes onto the comms and tells...
Because you guys are not friends!
Did you expect them to be instant friends? We basically said the same thing.
Yeah, sorry. Like, literally, the only friend of everyone here is you, Lily. And let's be honest, if this was real life, you wouldn't be friends with any of them. Because even Nimona will probably be creeped out by you. And also, she would probably just go after Shovel Eye, because we can easily kick your ass. I found how to beat you with fucking Alakazam. I figured out how!
Yeah, let's save that for the end of the retrospective.
Yep. Yeah, so we kind of forgot to actually go into it, so I'll just explain it right now. The original plan I had for Alakazam was 4 steps. One is Shadow Ball, Taunt, Light Screen, and then Nasty Plot. The idea was Taunt, because she's likely to use Calm Mind first turn, shut all of that down, then set up Light Screen in order to take half damage, Nasty Plot in order to increase my attack either 1 or 2 depending on how much Moonblast does, and then just sweep with Shadow Ball. I actually put it in the damage scaling thing, well, damage calculator, and essentially most of the scenarios I tried with it, I would just win by just either Shadow Terror or Mega Alakazam, and then just spam Shadow Ball. That was it. I had an entire plan, and it was kind of useless. That's hilarious, but also fucking annoying.
Anyways.
But yeah, so if we were in the Pokemon world, Nomona would not be your friend. And then you just would not be friends with the other two by your own admission, so.
Us to jump into a big hole. Oh no, it's pathologic again. Arven, Nimona, and Penny all get onto Koraidon while I'm stuck hanging onto Arven's hand. You know,
Koraidon!
Koraidon.
Koraidon. Miraidon and Koraidon. Is that even like...
Wait, we might see a Miraidon. Or maybe not, I forget. No, it's a double. It's a Ditto battle.
Yep.
I wonder how she would pronounce it, though. Oh my goodness.
Now I want to!
He could have waited for me, guys. We plunge into the crater and we see the wonders of terrible lighting that would make digital homicide blush, and the 4 of us head deeper down. The entire way, the gang is bantering around like we're in Baldur's Gate. So Penny, how'd you wind up friends with Lily anyway, huh? I guess she just really came through for me when I needed her. Wow, so she helped you out while she was tackling all the gyms? That's awesome. What about you then, Nimona?
Are we really doing this?
Lily and I are classmates, neighbors back home too. Plus I said she should aim to be a champion, and she did. So now I've got a champion bud. You think you've got cool friendship origin stories with Lily? They're nothing compared to what me and her went through. Our friendship's on another level. Nobody asked you. Stop trying to flex on us. Guys, I'm right here and I only like one of you. Arven tells us that
Which, you know what? Fuck you! They're all great!
Yeah, fuck you.
Like, genuinely, I fucking love Arven. I love Penny. Penny's probably my favorite out of them all. And then Nimona is, honestly, Nimona is my least favorite, but that's probably just due to how she's portrayed. I do like her as a character, and knowing that she is isolated definitely did help, but... Penny. Eevee. Fights a team of Eevees.
I love my fight sexual gal. It's so cool seeing fight sexual representation.
Okay, this is going to be a bit of spoilers, but if you complete the DLC set, you unlock the ability to fight, I forget his name, but it was one of the last introduced legendary Pokemon, and it has its own little side plot where it, like, hypnotizes the entire Kitakami town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the fun about that one is fucking Nimona, and she's so fight sexual. She goes, battle? Mochi? Mochi? Battle? She is so battle focused, the Mochi doesn't fully affect her. She just wants to battle you again. And Penny gets really into it. It's actually pretty funny.
Nice.
Like, because when you get possessed, you do the weird Mochi dance.
Yep.
That was a neglectful mother to him most of his life, only really sending emails, but those emails apparently stopped a few years ago. Oh, she definitely did. Nimona tells us about her parents.
Okay!
What?
Only plot twist!
Huh.
We did not even name that yet!
Now all we need is claiming that God of War is going to be OP and Vecking this shit, but who knows?
Genuinely, I wasn't really... I thought it was done for. Rather, here's me mocking it off. I thought it was gonna be done for, but, like, we're not supposed to know that yet, and it's just like, oh yeah, she's definitely dead. It's like, goddamn.
To her famous business people, but are really hands-off with Nimona herself. Then Penny tells us about her dad, who is clingy. He's the most annoying guy in the world, period. He's the worst. Penny, you don't even have the worst parents out of this group. We make it to the next log.
We don't know much about...
No, back up. What? Who's... back up to the type.
He's the
text,
worst.
not that
Penny,
one.
you don't even have the worst parents out of this group.
Fuck you, Lily.
I'll say this does fall under bully the bullies if you don't want to accept the previous one, because
No, trying to like the addressing herself.
Yep.
Look, I can't say, oh, you didn't get abused or whatever, because obviously you probably were, but all the same, you don't seem like the kind of person who came around after that.
No, if anything, you seem to be one of the people that's like, okay, so that's how I'm supposed to do things. Considering it seems to be quite common for people to accuse you of being an abuser, Lily. So yeah, you might want to shut the fuck up. Oh, she agreed with fucking Gets Us. We know she's an abuser. Like, I'm not gonna be shy with saying that. If you agree with Gets It, what Gets Us did to end at the end of Black and White, like, yeah, no. You're just straight up. Anyways, let's get back to enjoyment.
Group. We make it to the next lock station and get attacked by an ancient Dawn fan, and everyone is worried except Nimona. I fucking love her. Making it to the last lock station, Sada starts having a fit and has to reboot. Oh, she definitely did. With the last lock opened, we head down into the bottom of the crater. The lab is finally open to us, and I'd just like to take this moment to show you what Game Freak thinks screen space reflection means. This game made $1.3 billion. Opening the gate, another Karaden.
Okay, should I do Insults Legendary just for the simple fact that she seems to refuse to learn how it's pronounced?
No, not far enough.
Not far enough? Okay. And also, say what you want, I like this effect. I like that it's not
it's a good
centered.
effect.
I like that it's not
I think
centered.
that's why they went with it. I think they went with it because it looks very bizarre and ethereal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks mystical. Which is what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be mystical crystals that changes a Pokemon's type.
Somehow.
We don't know anything about it, and we're not gonna know anything about it because she refuses to do the DLC.
But how does it taste?
Thinks screen space reflection means. This game made $1.3 billion. Opening the gate, another Karaden comes out and starts growling at my Karaden, scaring it, making it cower by Nimona for comfort. Aw, baby. Then a bunch of ancient Pokemon come running out. Me and Nimona team up to take down Donphan and two-shot it. Wow, they're strong. Now this is a worthwhile challenge. I'm glad you're on our side, but you're still really annoying when you say stuff like that. Hey, Penny? Shut the fuck up. Then she wants me to help her with the Amogus? What crap is this? The Pokemon runs off and so Nimona and Penny go chasing after them, leaving me and Arvin to deal with Maggie. And with that done, I head inside. Sada is laying limp in her chair, clearly deactivating sleep mode. Oh god, it's Bicentennial Man. Sada says she's not the true Sada, and is instead a robot powered with her thoughts and memories. The real Sada is dead. No, really, she's actually dead. She was killed by wild Pokemon before the game started. Sada Mark II takes me down the elevator where she explains that the professor was building a time machine to bring Pokemon back from the past. As you do. However, ancient Pokemon pose a serious ecological risk, and so the AI wants me to destroy the time machine for good, putting an end to the professor's dreams. So the theme of this game is love is good, ambition is evil, I guess. So I stick the book into the machine.
That is not what that is! The problem is Sada got absorbed by that said ambition!
Yeah.
I know that's technically spoilers because we haven't got to haven't gone to the evidence part of that yet, but still.
Obsession is bad.
Yes.
Anyways, can I say a pet peeve?
Yes.
I played Pokemon Violet, the one that's themed around the future. So when I got the reveal that the guy went into the future, but it was eventually replaced by an AI, it seemed very fitting and very cool. I was like, oh, so like, yeah, he was lost to his obsession, but his obsession brought forth something from the future. Very cool. That's actually pretty neat. I wonder what they did with the past one. Oh, wait. I mean, if we're talking about like time travel, she could have probably found like an ancestor that's like a spitting image of herself, and so bringing that to that one, seeing her die in the past, probably went back to the future to take up her spot or whatever, and continue the purpose. And so she's just posing as Arvin's dad when in reality she's a massive ancestor or whatever.
Mom.
Nope.
No, for Sada?
Just no. Sada is not an ancestor. It's just another robot.
No, I meant then like your hypothetical. Because you said to be Arvin, to act as Arvin's dad. when you talk about the ancestor.
I played Violet first. I'm not used to the woman.
I know, but I was just trying to correct that because you said dad when you were referring to Sada.
I know. So, but yes, my cool idea is that the Unga Bunga person who looks like dead on like Sada realizes that she'll need to take Sada's place and poses and perhaps even smartens up somehow. But no, nothing interesting in parallels like that. It's just another robot. Despite this one not dealing with the future whatsoever, and the current modernity not really having any decent answer for how you would have a functioning AI person. So it just looks like they made Violet first or something, frankly.
I'll be honest, it kind of implies that both of the AIs were just modern technology, not even future technology.
That's the thing! That's what pisses me off, because no! This was released before the advent of AI, so, I mean, sure, it's around the corner, don't get me wrong, but all things considered, it's just kind of silly to imply that at this point in time of this Pokemon universe, they have enough technology to make a functioning AI sentient being.
Also, I don't know if I pointed this out, but because of me hitting the only plot twist, I have bingo.
Bingo!
I'm still waiting for Insult's Legendary or claim Gardevoir's OP. Actually, I need... Yeah, or claim Gardevoir's OP. I need those.
I'm waiting on Kingdom Hearts.
Seriously, I'm surprised! If there's any time for Kingdom Hearts, it'll be right now.
Yep.
And it boots up, but Sada's programming means she's forced to defend it against her will. So she starts sending out Paradox Pokemon against me, who all crumbled because after 7 games, it's pretty clear at this point that G beats everything.
You should know.
Thank you! Claim Gardevoir's OP!
Bingo!
That's a bingo for both of us!
Bingo!
Fun time bingo! Fun time surprise say to me, yeah. The food is tasty too, yum. Let's go. Bingo, let's be friendo. Fun time bingo. Let's go for bingo, yeah! I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
No better than to interfere with me.
The others run in and Demona complains that I beat the bad guy without her, and Sada thanks us for putting a stop to the machine. But oh no, Sada had a contingency as a new defense protocol. And even the AI is shocked at the fact that the professor seemed to care about nothing but the time machine. All our Pokeballs except those that belong to Sada get locked as the AI gets completely overtaken and sends out Koraidon to fight. I threw out G and...
I hate that! That is disgusting!
No, that is so gross.
That is disgusting! Oh!
That's pretty messed up.
Not normal!
Oh, that's right, all our balls are locked.
Sorry, for context, you can absolutely catch any Pokemon in a Love Ball and not be weird about it. However, we evidently saw that was a Evolves transferred from Pokemon Home from a list of them. Which were likely breeded in, or maybe caught en masse, who knows. But regardless, yeah, that means said Pokemon was made, like she chose specifically to catch that one, if not a litany of them, in Love Balls.
Let's see, fun fact, Love Balls work on Pokemon of the opposite gender. Which means that either she used a male Gardevoir, which I highly doubt, but assuming she did to catch in the Love Ball, she went out of her way to purposefully do this. Because if I recall, Love Ball is hard to get by.
Well, I don't know. But I don't remember exactly how you curate the process of forcing a breeded Pokemon to a Pokeball, other than only having that Pokeball, but...
So how that works when it comes to Pokeball is that it'll be the same Pokeball as, I believe, the mother.
Oh.
So, either way, she used a Love Ball at some point to catch a Valtz.
Also, I feel like she's also making a joke about it, so back up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's right, all our balls are locked.
Good night, everybody.
So none of our Pokemon can come out. We can't even run. We might just...
Yeah. Yeah, I figured as much.
Good Good night, everybody.
So none of our Pokemon can come out. We can't even run. We might just have to start stabbing things. Or at least we would, but at this point, Koraidon can actually come out because his ball belonged to the professor. Oh, so that's why the AI gave him to me. Koraidon's now standing up on 2 legs, which means
I still want to do Insults Legendary for this. It bothers me that much.
I'm waiting,
Saying
but only
Koraidon
because I
wrong.
don't think this... Nope, that doesn't count. It's just a misconception.
shit's getting real, and that was the most impressive part of the fight. It's a fight you can't lose because at some point he knocks you down to 1 HP, and that's when Koraidon can terrastalize, giving him a super effective move that will one-shot his opponent instantly. Then there's a big dramatic speech where the AI realizes that as long as it's still there, the lab will keep trying to weaponize it to reboot the time machine, so it's going to trap itself in the past. But along with the fact that, like the real Sada, it's dreamed of seeing the ancient past for itself, and so decides to depart on for a new adventure.
There it is! Hey! That's sick as fuck. That is a sick Kingdom Hearts joke.
Okay, that was perfect.
Back it up. I want to hear it in full again. This is honestly kind of awesome.
Copyright. I'm scared of copyright.
Oh, damn it. Right, okay.
It's trying to be epic and impressive and dramatic in a game that has so far been rather grounded. I mean, the stories so far have been bullying victims gaslighting themselves, getting medicine for a puppy, and being gay. Then it's like,
she admits it was bullying the bullies! And being gay, yeah.
Oh no, the dead professor from beyond the grave is going to cause an ecological calamity. It's a lot like Chairman Rose. Even in a game that's grounded, Game Freak just seemingly can't help themselves. Once it's all over, we all agree to take the long road home, and that is Generation 9. So... this isn't like Generation 8, where I genuinely feel that the bare minimum was done. They were trying to do something here. This is a game where the devs really brushed up against Game Freak's greed. Not only have the models been touched up and the Pokemon given more animations to play with, but the cutscene work itself is just a lot better than previous games. The player character is an active player in most of them. That bit at the end of Victory Road where it looks like Nemona's going to cry has the player looking rather anxious and wondering if she's overdone it. This is more characterization than any Pokemon protagonist has ever had. But my god, the optimization is fucking horrible. The game has no anti-aliasing, the lighting is sloppy, the environments are fucking ugly, and these issues get in the way of the good stuff. It's hard to enjoy a cutscene when it's fucking pixelated and the game has the frame rate of an old Viewmaster toy. This game isn't finished. It needed another year of development, but Game Freak was just too fucking greedy. It's not just that the game is rushed. It looks like the budgets were slashed to wring those last few pennies out of it. That's not even getting into the bugs. I didn't show it, but this game crashed 12 fucking times. Furthermore, while the bells and whistles of the animation...
I'm gonna be honest, I think I only had Scarlet Violet, and both of my runs only crashed on me like twice.
Once for me. It was really funny too. I was in the waterfall town, and I just decided to do a big jump, and then it gave up.
I wish I could see that. That sounds hilarious.
I was just minding my business. I was like, I'm gonna jump down a level. Pretty doop.
Oh, so by the way, does this count as one Pokemon at level? That you can actually see that team?
Yes, it does. Scooby Day! Scooby dead!
Scooby dead! No, not Scooby!
Mr. Kratz, let's meow scrab! Razor blades. Okay, that's kind of boring.
Okay, so just for heads up point, this is what...
Yes, bingo! Yes.
This is what... Wait, did you get bingo from that? Oh my god, you did! Bingos all around! Oh, this was fun.
Yeah. Oh, I wish you said ass kicking outfit, otherwise I'd have 2 more bingos.
Yeah, any of the ones that we didn't hit, I'm probably going to move to a different one. Because... probably not.
Nah, that's not why.
Yeah. I have to at least change the Gresha and the Overhate graphics. Because I don't remember what that one was. I need to at least change those two. Since we reactively, swap those out.
Anyways, we should let her finish rambling.
Department are
You are
nice.
rambling.
Scarlet and Violet itself is supremely boring. Most of the story is just the same
Well,
old
fuck
crap
you.
we've always had. Path of Legends is certainly new, but at the end of the day, it's just an angsty adventure with Draco Sad Boy. Starfall Street is out here out of obligation, and the hook is that you get to hear what Game Freak thinks of bullying victims. I know some people really like Arvin and Penny, but I can't stand them. Especially Penny, who hacks your phone, tracks your location, and then verbally harasses other people in the final level. And her parental issues turn out to be, ugh, my dad loves me so much, I fucking hate it, he's the worst. I have an ex-sibling like this, and they have never been pleasant to be around.
Oh, please! Do not get that started! I'm sorry, if you know the allegations, you know why Lily thinks that. My god, fuck you, Lily. I'll tell you later. This is definitely not something for the video.
Nimona carries the game. She's so good and so fresh and so charming that she actually makes the game fun. The bits where Nimona was on screen were the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game in a very long time. She was nothing but delightful from start to finish, and no stupid bullshit on top of it. She's just a lonely kid with no social skills who is way too exuberant. All three characters at the end come to the realization that the greatest treasure is love in unlikely places. Penny with Team Star, Arvin with Mabosstiff, and Nimona with Juliana. But Nimona's the only one where it doesn't feel phoned in. It's not too much angst, and it's not too little. You can actually learn more about Nimona's deal after the game ends by talking to her around school, unlike the other two who force their backstories on you without being prompted. Things are more genuine with Nimona. I mean, she apologizes for overstepping boundaries, the others don't. Nimona would be worth the price alone if the game was finished, and if the price wasn't $85 Canadian. I know a lot of people love Arvin and Penny, but I am so tired of these character archetypes in general. Overall, Scarlet and Violet make me sad. There's a lot of passion on display, but the higher-ups at Game Freak just won't let them realize it, and it's really nobody's fault but Game Freak. They could change their business model, but their CEO is too greedy and too complacent. I genuinely hope all the devs who worked on this game quit and get better jobs making better games. And with that, we are done. Every main series game, well, almost every main series game, is complete.
You can't say it's a complete retrospective and purposefully leave these out.
And we can all sit back and take a breath. All in all, I'm glad I did this. I mean, I'm exhausted. I will never touch a Pokemon game for the next 10 years, but true to my own word, my opinions on a lot of these games has changed as a result of doing this. I didn't expect Generation 6 to hold up as well as it did. I didn't expect to actually like Lily. I honestly thought Generation 8 was marginally better than Gen 7, but my opinion worsened after seeing the exact dearth of real content the game has. Part of it is changing values. I enjoy villains like Lysander, who are big in scope but small of motive, a lot more than I did when X and Y first came out. It's a game based on Saturday morning cartoons. I'm not expecting John Irenicus to jump out and monologue about birthrights. Some people do want Pokemon to have dark and complicated stories, but the kind of game Pokemon is tends to suit more grounded character drama at the most. I found this the most evident in Scarlet and Violet, where they have two characters who are doused in drama and a villain that has a big tear-jerking goodbye, yet the one that actually got a tear out of me was just the lonely kid who wants a friend. Everyone can relate to feeling socially isolated and wanting to connect with people, only for that over-eagerness to get in the way. If Pokemon wanted to do storytelling, it would need to drop the big epic anime plot and gear itself more toward emotional vulnerability. There's a series of cards that depict a young woman growing up with her Ralts, going from being a kid to her showing her Curlia, her daughter, who's wearing a little Ralts snuggie, to being an older woman with her Gardevoir knitting together. And while it's quiet and wholesome, it actually moved me because it depicts my relationship with this franchise, where it's just been a constant presence in my life ever since I was 6. Doubly.
Is it though? I feel like the only one that has been is G. I mean, no, not with normal reasons, considering you didn't even, sounds like you touched the later games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and also, I'm not going to listen to opinions about what stories should be like from someone that says Friends are more popular than your anime. I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball's still going strong. What about Friends, Lily? How's Friends holding up? No, seriously, she's the person that thinks, oh, if it's big and complex, it's inherently less worth listening to than small characters with small drama, which is not the case. No, it depends on the story you're telling. And Dragon Ball is going to be way more popular than any sort of soap opera you can see, or you can find. Like, I'm sorry, but Lily is factually incorrect about
Friends
that shit.
a soap opera, but yeah.
To be fair, I don't remember what Friends is. I never cared for it.
Sitcom.
It's sitcom. Okay, sorry. sitcom. I don't like sitcoms. I'm sorry. And that's my fault. And I'm not going to say, oh, you shouldn't do sitcoms. Sitcoms are inherently worse than action shows. This is not a thing for me, and that's fine. And these big things isn't for Lily, and that's fine. But she takes her opinion as if it's fact. Like, as you can see with God of War's OP. God of War's not OP.
Yeah, no. God of War the joke.
Honestly, I couldn't even say God of War is good, but it's not exceptional. But that's what Lily wants it to be, it's exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the reason why God of War is good is solely due to fairy typing. Psychic holds it back in a lot of cases. Anyways, continuing onwards.
So, given my favorite Pokemon is Gardevoir, I think it's an interesting contrast between the stories that try really hard to get an emotional reaction out of you versus the ones that actually do. A similar thing happened in Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear of all things. At the end of that game, Imoen runs into the player saying that she shouldn't have let you go to Dragonspear without her, and the first dialogue option is, "I missed you too, Imoen. More than you know." And it's a little meta, because if you love this series, it's been 15 years since you were on an adventure with Imoen, and she wasn't in the party for most of it. I really did miss her, and I wasn't prepared for how much I had. We're in a time where a glut of high energy, high stakes, high consequences stories with big personalities that try to be every genre under the sun has caused a lot of audiences to look at quieter, lower stakes stories and go, boring! But I find it's where some franchises need.
Okay, fuck you.
Like, who's saying this?
What?
I'm sorry, like, who's saying this?
No one. That's the thing, it's no one. It's what Lily thinks, is what people are saying.
Mm-hmm. And we all know how Lily thinks about writing.
Here's the thing. The reason why this pisses me off a lot is because I love visual novels. I am the type of person that, yes, I will just boot up a game just to read. Because I like story. And one of my favorites is Harvest December. It was a 13-long chapter. And when I say chapter, I mean as in every single book in it is its own unique story. But it all goes from Harvest December all the way to Perfect December, so you have one story that takes place in each of the different months, If I recall, I need to pull it up. So it goes, Harvest December, 3DS. If you want it, you're going to have to, oh hey, someone made, Reharvested. Did someone make it for, the PC? If so, that's amazing. This novel was created in it was created in 2007? I only got it on the 3DS! That's how I found out about it!
I have no idea what any of this is.
So, Harvest December is a pure visual novel, so it's just a bunch of text, and I'm trying to pull it up, because it is called Petite Series Harvest December. It has multiple books in it, so it's actually quite long. I think it took me several days to complete it. And the only place I know where you could get it is on, the 3DS, but as we all know, it's on My Abandonware. So I'm trying to find the list of the am I just gonna have to boot up my 3DS to look at it? Sorry. Okay, so the point is that it's a lot of high stakes and low stakes, because the journey overall is you're a new kid that moved into town, and essentially the head of the town, essentially, they're not necessarily the head, they're not like the mayor or anything, but they're the richest family in the town, asks for you to go out with them. Not only that, but the local deity also asks for you to go out with them, and it's just a series, and it's just a bunch of series of interesting characters, interesting dynamics that could pop up, so I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase everything. It's been a while since I actually read it. But, and the, journey that takes place is that a lot of it's high stakes, because a lot of the conflict is just the protagonist dealing with essentially having two girlfriends who they know about each other, by the way, but the MC couldn't really
No.
pick one over the other yet. And then it's you just learning how about these characters and the different challenges that even just being a god can entail. Because there's actually a lot of conflicts out there that come up with different gods, like boundaries in January, I believe it was, boundaries in January, where you learn about a different deity that actually loses their power while they loses their divinity while they're on while they're in the town, because that is not their land. Because in this world, gods reside over land, and that's where they get their power from. And it's all very interesting if you look at it from a philosophical side, and you learn more about, obviously, the other golfers. You learn that the god one actually has a daughter, and different partners than you, but because all of them reject immortality, they all kind of just die off. And that leads to her feeling forever alone. And God, I want to read Harvest December again. But yeah, no, but there are big stakes. Like, there was one where the goddess actually was losing her divinity, and then the spirits were running amok. That was the whole thing that was going on. And although that's such a big, that was like a big, high tier thing that was happening, because it's literally destroying the town, it was a personal conflict of one of the characters that you get to go and see and help accomplish. That is a small thing with large consequences, and Lily will never like something like that, because she immediately thinks if it's big, it's not worth it. It seems like. It's like the fate of the world means absolutely nothing, when no, that can mean anything, and a lot of times, if it's written well, that big thing happens due to a personal conflict. A small thing.
Say this now because I'm probably going to forget later, but it feels like Lily really has super uber specific tastes, but wants to be somebody who has generalist tastes so she can review things. It doesn't function.
Yes. So if you want to bash your head against a wall, look up her writing tips, quote unquote. A lot of them is just vague posting. Most of them are vague posting, actually. Some actually decent. Most of them vague posting. Most of them is, if it was anyone else, I would not be questioning this. Anyways, let's finish this up. By the way, I'm sorry for that tirade.
You're good.
For Harvest December. I'm sorry.
I zoned out, but otherwise you're fine.
Sorry, I like to over-explain, and it just gets to a point where it's like, no, I need to get back into it. No, this is the reason why I'm bringing this up, is because you can have high stakes and low stakes in the same thing. Because not every chapter has, this town is in danger stakes. A lot of it is small.
To be if they want their stories to have any weight. Keyword being weight. I think doing this project, my opinion on every generation except 3, 4, and 5 has changed in some way. But before we get into the final ranking, let's talk about a few accolades that have to be handed out separately. First up, the final test of your skills at the end of every region, we have the best champion.
Iris,
Interesting.
I would throw Diantha down there, and I probably wouldn't count
Yeah,
Ramona.
sorry. As much as I love how cinematic Diantha is, she's easy.
Again, I'm pretty sure she's only up here this high because she uses a mega God of War.
God of War, and yeah.
I wouldn't even count Nimona on here, because Nimona's not a champion in a regular sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
She is a post-battle.
Yeah. So the reason why is because yes, she is champion tier, but she's not the champion fight. Your champion fight is with Gita. Nimona is just so happens to be champion tier. Wallace, Steven. Huh.
I struggled to care. I honestly almost want to skip this because, I want to get to our side of things instead of listening to Yamaha.
Well, yeah, but it's also us comparing this and disagreeing, because...
Yeah.
Steven? You didn't even fight Steven! Why is Steven on here?
Of ever. She's a genuinely fun challenge, and while she uses dragon types almost exclusively, this was before dragons got nerfed right into the ground. Iris in general has always...
Honestly, I don't care. We're not even gonna listen to her on this case, because...
We know why she thinks RG Maxi, duh. Giovanni, fine, whatever. Lysandra shouldn't even be within the top 5.
Sada's doesn't even count!
Sada?
Yeah, Sudden shouldn't even count. Because Sudden's technically not a villain.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because, like, for me, I would put top villain to be Getsus, actually. Because say what you want, one of the best things about villains are villains that you love to hate. Though, also villains that you love, yeah. Yeah, I would say that, honestly. Getsus will probably be up there. Lusamine, I would count Lusamine. But yeah, Sada's a weird pick. Who would you say would be the best villain?
Man, I wasn't really thinking about that, or the champion for that matter.
I didn't either, because I was like, if we're doing this, we might as well, like, figure out our top one at least. Because for me, it would be Getsus, because I love to hate that fucker, and I love how expertly he manipulates people.
Yeah, I am contemplating Getsus. Trying to think what else, though.
Giovanni is also a good pick.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I guess none of the villains really stand out to me. I mean, they're fine, but nothing I'd say is the best. I do like remixed Archie Maxi, but only in just the visual design and the vibe they have. They still keep about the same story, but of course can't interact in the Emerald fashion.
Yeah, fair enough. And Namone, best companion.
I'd only put Barry on top of Nimona.
Why is it companion? Because Blue's not a companion, he's a rival.
She probably thinks differently. But yes, considering this has a best rival list, again, I would put Wally above, and just completely nix Blue. Oh my gosh, like, what a nothing character to me.
For companion, I probably would put Lily. Because one thing I love with my companions is watching them grow. Nimona, unfortunately, doesn't really grow all that much. She just found what she was looking for. Which is a form of growth.
No wonder Lily likes her.
Let's see, is there a best survival? No, so that is the rival one.
Wow. Patata?
I was sincerely surprised. So, with all that stuff out of the way, let's get to ranking each generation from worst to best. The worst generation is, without a doubt, Sword and Shield. I can say a lot of negative things about most Pokemon gens, but the last thing I would call most of them is lazy. Even Scarlet and Violet...
Let's just skip through this, because I am tired.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, here we go. There was so many non-Sword and Shield.
Oh. No, you got to show that number 8 ranking.
Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I don't know if I agree with that, but it...
I know that, like, basically anyone who's a Pokemon fan would vehemently disagree with that. No, I know I'm generalizing other people's opinions, obviously, but all the same, I rank it as number 2. Because, for all I love of Unova, I do consider that Gen 4 ran so that Gen 5 could soar.
I probably would put Gen 4 low, but that's also, again, remember, I never played it!
Loser.
So I'm going purely on what I've seen.
Big stinky.
So, yeah, for here I would be putting Gen 2. Gen 2 was an expansion of Gen 1, but there's also a lot of Gen 2 that I never fully completed, so that could be part of it, but... I also just don't like how
my number 8 would easily be Generation 1. Because obviously Sword's going to have to go in the bottom. That's no duh. That's easy peasy. But Generation 1, oh my goodness. It's playable. I played it. I didn't want to end myself. But all the same, it was such a rocky ride through it. Not that I even finished it, mind you. But that's a me issue. That's not a game. That's a me issue. Anyways, all I just felt is like, this is vastly different, but not in a way that helps anything. This is them really trying to find their footing, but making something that is so utterly patched together, I almost can visibly see the Band-Aids, spit, and glue.
But that's the thing, where you see flaws, I see it as, honestly, unique style. Because due to the simple fact that a lot of those issues, like with the special set split, yes, that is an issue. I will never say it's not. That because of that, it gives viability to certain Pokemon you did not expect. It actually makes some Pokemon stronger than you'd expect. And I'm pretty sure if you count the special stat twice, due to the fact that it has special attack and defense, some Pokemon actually lost total stats because of that split, which was much needed, but still. It gives its own unique challenge that is, to me,
that's
fun.
not the issue.
It's very bare bones, but...
It becomes an issue in Gen 3 when we're trying to get a bit more competitive thinking, but in Gen 1 it's fine. My issue is, like, sometimes the word choice on prompts would be a bit confusing. Like, instead of couldn't get away, sometimes it's can't escape. Instead of the move missed, it was the move failed, which are important keywords because there's a big difference between a move missing and a move failing.
That one I honestly need to double check on. Because they act the exact same whenever I played it. They act the exact same.
I know, but again, there's a big difference between, oh, my move missed, I must have an accuracy issue, and oh, my move failed. It's not able to function.
Again, I wonder if that's through the 256.
I don't know. I am working mainly off of memory, and it wasn't much, but that's what I got with. And I do. It's an interesting game, but again, those flaws, unlike Scarlet and Violet, really do hold this back because it's not like there's a ton in return. It is truly Pokemon, and that's it. So, yeah. Number 7.
Oh,
Fuck
disagree.
you.
Hard disagree. I understand it feels like we're just skipping this last part. That's because this is going to be a surmise of... Yeah, it's just going to be a surmise of all of this up to this point. And honestly, Straub and I don't even remember what we said last week. There's a lot that we said that we don't remember, so we can't even, like, accurately tackle what is wrong with these. And again, we've already done it. If you're really that curious, I guess you could rewatch it again, but...
Yeah. Anyways.
It's just going to boil down to Lily wrong.
Be real. So, yeah, so skipping over Lily wrong, because this is just vehemently incorrect.
This is like the best gameplay.
What would I rank after Generation 1? I guess I just ranked Generation 2. As much as it's fixed a lot and did take a lot of steps in the right direction, it's still Generation 2, and I'm going to believe that there are apparently some grievances to have. I'm sorry I don't have much of a personal opinion about Generation 2, but it is truly the game I have never really touched. Other than, of course, Heart Gold Soul Silver, where a lot of what I have to say about it is mostly banking on the engine of Generation 4, and a lot of the remake touches it added, which made it a lot better.
And even with me, I've only gotten as far as Golden Rod City, because I've played it to try to see how much I could get through before the React, and that's only a week, and yeah, that wasn't that much time, and now I'm doing my own project, which I've started by the time of this recording, so check out my streams, whenever you notice me streaming, because we're going to be doing Pokemon. I'm doing my own retrospective, because fuck Lily, there needs to be a better one out there.
Yeah. Anyways, so I guess this does mean I would put Heart Gold Soul Silver in line with Diamond Pearl Platinum, but yeah, I do think the remake does take a lot of steps in the right direction because of the things it adds, the things it changes. So Generation 2 on the Game Boy, it's alright. It follows up after Generation 1. Next.
For me, it's probably going to be Gen 1. I just don't like Gen 2 all that much. And again, it's possibly just personal reasons for it. I can't give that big of an argument for it. And hell, if I complete Gen 2, maybe I'll have it be swapped. Maybe I would prefer Gen 2 over Gen 1. But it's just the quirkiness of Gen 1 I do love so much. That is hard to say it. Because without that quirkiness of Gen 1, it would just be the most bare bones of Pokemon. Which, I kind of say that for Gen 2.
Doesn't translate into being very good. Black and white are a weird...
I forgot we were skipping over this.
Black and white are a weird...
What?
Fuck you.
What? This was my Hoenn slot, by the way. Actually, no, this is Kalos.
I wouldn't... Yeah, I would put, controversially, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon... Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in this slot.
I would fight you.
My count correct. I know. But unlike you, I think that the story is a slog, at least the start of it, and that's what matters a lot for me, because anytime I lose momentum, I usually have to start over. So I get to deal with the stupid start again. There's a lot of good story, but the fact that you are really forced to sit through it and can't even walk 5 steps before another cutscene happens, I almost agree with Lily at this point. I don't in the
Okay.
sense that, again, for the story that it is, there's only small parts where it's really bad, but the fact that you are so utterly railroaded and basically playing a cutscene sometimes really grinds my gears, and it's not very. And I can't forgive it.
I will say this, if it wasn't for the story, if you had to exclude the story.
Oh, if I had to, yeah, it wouldn't be here. The gameplay is solid. The gameplay is about anything I'd want from a game following Gen 6 in terms of gameplay, because Gen 6, barring being easy, is also a fairly solid game in just playing it.
What would
But
you
I do
put
consider the whole
here,
thing.
then?
If without the story,
Yeah.
hmm.
Because I'm debating between either Hoenn or Kalos. Because while Hoenn is a solid game, it is what I call like the bare bones of the modern era.
I actually like Hoenn, and again, the remake did numbers for it.
Yeah, but we're not.
That's
But
not because
here's
it was
the thing, though:
bad.
the remakes will count for Gen 6, though.
Oh, I know. But then that also helps make Gen 6 really good. Like, say what we will about it, Gen 6 was actually surprisingly solid and was basically my most played generation.
That's
As a
true.
kid, of
And
course,
besides,
but
this
that's
is just
not.
counting Gen 3 Hoenn and Gen 6 Kalos, not the remakes. We do need to keep that
Yeah.
in mind.
Well, I would probably be a little less harsh on Sun and Moon in this case. I still can't slot anything below it because even with the gameplay, it's just solid gameplay. The others also have a lot more charm to them, where this just has neat gameplay features, which a lot
Okay.
of Pokemon games have.
Okay, so Sun and Moon here no matter what.
Yep.
I
do still enjoy playing it, barring the story, but I can't. But everything else, I have a reason to put higher.
As much as I love it, I think I'm gonna put Kalos here. I think just the solid of Ruby, well, not Ruby, of Emerald does seal it in for me, because that one was good. Emerald was good.
Yeah. Oh, Ruby and Sapphire are good, from what I know of them.
Kingdom Hearts!
Hey, Kingdom Hearts!
Sun and Moon.
So yeah, here I would of course rank Kalos, because again, it's like, yeah, sure the story sucks in this case too, but it's not so railroady as just how egregious Sun and Moon is, and the gameplay is solid, especially with the remake of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which knocks it out of the park. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to use the I haven't actually played Gen 4 as an excuse to put Platinum here, because I don't feel good rating a game that I haven't really beaten. Because I hear a lot of good things about it, but I've also heard a lot of bad things about it. Like, it's just unfortunate with, like, Gen 2 that I just don't have... I'm just not really able to form an opinion on it, because I haven't experienced it myself.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I have to put Platinum here just because it's in the middle slot. It makes sense to put it there.
I realize I'm running out of numbers. I'm going to put Gen 3 here instead, just because I do have a lot more fondness for the remakes of Gen 3 than Gen 3 itself.
Okay. Because as I said, that would technically go for Kalos.
So yeah, number 4 would then be Gen 6, mainly because Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, I think I'm putting Kalos here, if I haven't already. Which leads me... Sun and Moon, Scarlet Violet, Black and White, which I still need to play. What else? I really wish I had like a visual for this up.
Yeah, I was trying to keep things tracked too. That's why I switched to Gen 3. I was like, wait a minute, if we're at number 5, then we have like, well, that much left. Uh-oh, wait. And I covered all those. Yeah, so really it's just about to, hone in on my true favorites. Well, again, I said Kalos here. Well, Gen 6 here, because Kalos is okay, but, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire remake. Ooh.
Let's see, because I still have Black and White, Sun and Moon, Scarlet. Yeah, if I put Kalos here, that's all I have left.
Yep, so we get to number 3.
This is a
But I heavily
And-
disagree with this.
Yeah, no, you already heard how I placed it really low, because I think it's Dudokaka. Anyways, number
I
3
like it.
is...
Again, I like it, but I can't really defend it because what I like about it is like very personal.
Fair. Anyways, I would put Scarlet and Violet as number 3. I'll say this till the end of time. If it was not a buggy game, and I need to play it more on the Switch 2 to vouch for if it is finally fixed, it is one of the best. And for reasons that, sadly, she didn't even cover, because she didn't really care. One of my favorite things, and just a moment that blew me away, was right after you get Koraidon Miraidon and are able to ride on them, you can go to the west or east. I went east, but west is also fine too. The moment you are out the gates, this area that you find, the orange area that you find, is a veritable playground. It is a series of valleys and caves to the left and the right of the path, but the path itself is also straight and true. There are so many little things to explore and spend so much time on, and it's just so much more in terms of where you can go and effective content to explore than any other route we've seen in any Pokemon game ever. They took their time to chisel this land by hand to make sure you can explore it around as a big playground with your funny pet dog. It is baffling how crazy, because it's not just this area. It's not like, oh, well, they had like a spurt of inspiration and, oh, everything else was stupid. No, I have seen all sorts of cave systems throughout the map. I've seen cliff sides. The mountain is itself somewhat interesting to explore. Even the vast landscapes, sure, empty grasslands are still pretty.
It big. If there's something just about Scarlet and Violet, it big.
But even with all of its bigness, again, there are places where they said, you know what, we're not going to consider this a big swathing map. It's not going to be like Legends Arceus. We're going to do this right. Let's make certain areas actual scenery. Well, not scenery, so actual locations with which to explore around. Unlike, say, again, Legends Arceus, where they just were like, oh wow, this is a big map. Well, what do we want to put in it? Oh, I mean, we could put like a hill over there. We could have like a place blocked off by water. I don't know. I mean, we have this big mountain area later. It's Mount Coronet. We can do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I have to count this as dishonest representation on your end. Dishonest
Why are you
representation.
booing me? Why are you booing me? I'm right.
just adds a pink marker to the dishonest representation on the bingo cards for you.
Nah. Okay, fine. Defend Legends Arceus. Tell me how that map is handmade.
I'm just doing it for fun. I'm just making fun of you at this point.
But no, seriously, I think Legends Arceus is fun. I love the changes they made to the gameplay loop. How you can really just hunt Pokemon down.
I think we're losing track of the Please just hold it out, because we do need to...
Sorry. Pointless, but the point I want to say is, again, Legends Arceus just didn't feel very handcrafted in the world building. It felt generalized. Anyways, that's part of the major reason I love Kalos. I love how pretty it looks. I love how they made it just plainly vibrant and sparkly. It's stupid, but it works. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I think I'm going to put Scarlet and Violet here as well.
Hooray!
Sorry, it was a fight between Sun and Moon and Scarlet and Violet. Because I really like the Ultra games. I can't deny the Ultra games for this. Because, while I understand, like, how dreadful the beginning is, I can just put up with it. Because I don't have to go back to the game all that often. And again, just one playthrough can take you weeks to finish. So, yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't nag.
Number 2, X and Y. That is hilariously high. So you're down to 2, which is...
Obviously, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum has its issues, and I think many people are aware of it, but I also understand why many people consider it the best, even if that's nostalgia. it is a solid exploration that feels full of content, enough at least. And the expansion from Platinum made it even better and actually made it feel more complete. It has the introduction of the online battling, which was a major introduction. Decent, honestly, decent challenges. There were plenty of times where they just threw a difficulty curve at you, and yeah, that was kind of badass, actually.
I am actually gonna put Sun and Moon here. Due to the fact that the Ultra games are done done better, it obviously still has a lot of story issues, like how long it takes. However, Sun and Moon by itself was fine. I enjoyed going through it, and I did find the Z crystals interesting. Yeah, they were kind of just big hits, and it has their own problems that I don't like, but I sort of just choose not to use them. Sometimes. Like, I typically just like, okay, save for the last guy, bam, dead, move on. But, no, because I find that the trials are interesting take on the formula, on the typical gem formula. I like the new Pokemon that were introduced, even though it has the speed problem. Where it's just all the Pokemon are horrendously slow. And the story is honestly one of the best in the entire series. And I do value story a lot. As I've already said before, I like reading visual novels. I'll just spend time just sitting down, reading a story in game form.
Yeah. I will admit, a lot of the grievances I have with Sun and Moon are super personal and aren't really super reflective in general, so I can't say jack shit about this ranking.
Yeah. And that means number one on both our ends is Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. No, not really.
No.
It is Black and White. Because even though I haven't fully beaten the game, I have seen Let's Plays of the game. I've seen the story of it play out. And honestly, whenever I think about what I could do after the game's done, there's so much fucking content to it. I can't deny that amount of content. You have the Battle Subways. You have Pokestar Studios. You have White Tree Hollow and Black Tower.
You had the functioning online stuff back when that was running.
Hell, I'm pretty sure if you can connect Pretendo up to your DS, you can play that shit again.
Whoa.
If I recall,
that way later, though.
There is actual ways that preserve the online function, if I recall correctly.
Yep. Also, there's a bunch of other, like, I know I said Gen 4 had introduced the online battle, which doesn't seem like much, but it was. I'm sure that's why plenty of people got nostalgic for it.
Yep.
This one introduced hidden abilities, and that upset everything, as every Pokemon got a reconsideration as to what they should have for battle, and it changed so much for the better.
And a lot of hidden abilities are just straight up better, or hell, good side grades to what a Pokemon already had.
That's what I'm saying.
It is it was really impactful.
I do think it kind of funny, like, before, like, recent years, I wasn't really thinking much about what I would really rank at the best anyways. And I would probably just default to Gen 4, because again, for everything I've heard throughout my life, that's the one, and I absolutely understand why. Then the whole Gen 5 music hits different trend started, and I was like, yes, ooh.
So
and then I started
so I forgot to mention this. Remember, the only Diamond, the only Sinnoh game I got to play was Arceus, which obviously is not allowed to this one, and the brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl remake. So yeah, I just straight up do not have an option to say on Gen 4, because I played the bad version. I could only play the bad version.
Yeah, anyways, I was trying to say, after that, I started considering more than just how it felt to play the game, which is just fine. It was like neither here nor there, frankly, at the time of thinking of it. But the more I reviewed that game, the more it just revealed to me, this is the best one. It really took everything and perfected it. It took the DS, everything the DS could do, and perfected it, making a beautiful 2.5D game, which, yes, looks a little jank at times, but that's the charm. That look is now recreated in Octopath Traveler as, like, a nostalgia gimmick.
Yep.
So, yeah, the presentation is amazing. The flow of everything is so much faster than how they dealt with Gen 4, because again, they were optimizing the DS way better, because by then they knew what they were doing. I always say Game Freak doesn't know what they're doing, and it's kind of a lie. Because they learn on the fly. So their switch to a new console tumbles and falls and breaks to pieces. But like Scarlet Violet, if they have more time to be on the same console, they do get better and better. It failed on the bug side of things, because Game Freak is always terrible at coding, but there's so much else that is absolutely some of the best we've seen in the series. Same applies for Generation 5.
I just want to point out, while you were going on the Game Freak did not know, I pulled up the bingo and just circled the Game Freak does not know what they're doing card several times.
Fuck you.
Hey, you're the one that made it your catchphrase.
You know what? In the meantime, I don't know if I'll have a better time to see it, so I want to just show a little funny from my bingo card. I wonder if you'll notice it.
Let me pull up your bingo card.
No, in the stream. I'm screen sharing.
One second. How do I swap that? I don't... No, can I... Oh, no, that's not what it is. Can I pull up your thing? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
This graph... Oh.
No, not...
so I just pulled it up. I can't see what you're circling.
I wonder what it
could
be.
Oh, yeah, fuck you, Lily!
I just kept adding circles all the time.
Yeah! Okay, sorry. I'm gonna have to add... Okay, I need to take a screenshot. No! Okay,
sorry.
Can you screenshot that to me? I'm gonna add that in post.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else to talk about? What we were saying... oh yeah, Game Freak does, when they have time, hone their stuff. Which is why Gen 5 goes so hard, because they finally had enough time to start perfecting some things. And while it didn't do everything perfectly, it did so much better than so many other generations ever could.
Again, I think it's really high praises when I haven't touched the game. Well, I haven't really touched the game that much. And I'm like, yeah, no. If I could live anywhere in the Pokemon world, Unova would be high consideration. Just due to how much, like, Pokemon training they have. How much is dedicated to, like, Pokemon battling.
I would love to live on Village Bridge, but they probably don't have Wi-Fi.
Not if you don't try hard enough.
But then again, I could also travel around and such. I just wouldn't like the big city, because I just don't like big cities that much. What do you mean I can't park in a parking lot? What do you mean parking on the street? What? Paying for what?
Also, I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised you didn't make any mention of it.
Oh god, I forgot to put down the fucking bingo sheet. I was doing a thing where I just went through this, like, one person at a time. Like, going slowly. I am not a professional. Never do what I do with a grain of salt. Oh my god, Maxie has McDonald's markings on it.
Yay. I forgot you like Link. It is so weird seeing what Lily does enjoy through this whole retrospective. It is, like, honestly, god, wild.
It is. It feels like a contradiction half the time.
It feels like a integer underflow.
What the fuck? Oh, because Koraidon bit her hand.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck's wrong here? Yeah, that's why.
Yep. Anyways, is it time to start talking about the retrospective as a whole?
Yeah, we're gonna leave it on. I'm gonna say this first. This feels disgusting. 1, 2, 3 Pokemon that are typical Guna bait. Literal trash, which is her opinion.
Salazzle literally sitting on her lap. I know she sees as a kitty,
no, I
but all the
forgot
same.
about Salazzle! I generally forgot that Salazzle existed! I had to ask what that was for Straw before. Yeah, we have 4 Guna bait.
I saw the I didn't know until I saw the inch of that particular like purplish color. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I almost want to be like respectful about this image because all the same, well, she definitely is like we know her as worse than what she portrays, but she has been going above and beyond to try to pretend that this isn't weird for her weird stuff. So I almost wonder if she does think at least half of the creatures in this picture as innocent whatever pet Pokemon.
It's
But
definitely
all the
possible. Again,
same.
the issue is the fact that with someone like Lily, it comes down to we know what you did, so it just throws it into suspicion. Because normally, if someone likes Lopunny, I wouldn't fucking care. Someone likes Gardevoir, I don't fucking care. That by itself isn't like suspicious. When you have a full team dedicated of it, then it goes to more of I know who what you are.
Yeah, Lily, I remember your webcomics.
Okay, yeah, so each one is supposed to represent a gen.
Cute. But anyways. So, I think the big thing to say about the retrospective is this is not how you do a retrospective, and I do not mean the whole not wanting to do it. One big pet peeve I've found is she does it via a play-by-play, which turns this retrospective, which should be a watchable video reviewing the games and helping you think about them, into a 6-hour plus endeavor.
Yep, and with a lot of jokes that either don't work or is just off-putting. Which also begs the question of why.
And every joke is just her complaining about the minutia.
Yep.
That'd be like if I made a retrospective of Sun and Moon, but spent an hour picking apart every single road stop that takes you into a little cutscene and spent an hour complaining about them in total. That doesn't help.
And with a retrospective, you want to show off as much as you can, especially if it's supposed to be complete. This is by no ways complete.
Yeah,
even
it's so funny.
Even if we want to go with what, like, how she did it, even with how she did it, like, ignoring any other games besides the first one that got released, which obviously isn't the case because she did Emerald, but you know what I mean. Even then, it still wouldn't be complete because part of a retrospective would be the side content. After every single gen, Shab and I go through and it's like, wait, she didn't talk about X, she didn't talk about Y, she didn't talk about... Which things is what you expect in a retrospective.
Yeah, like, no, you're supposed to talk about, in a retrospective, a lot of the additional features of the game. You are not going to run credits to credits. And moreover, a retrospective is not your personal experience. People do not watch this for someone else's personal experience. They watch this to review their own experiences and hopefully glean from stuff that they haven't touched. People are probably learning about Generation 2 through retrospectives like these, except for this one.
And that's just because it really is no retrospective to learn from. It's just it's just Lily complaining.
It's barely even a review. Because even reviewers are beholden to playing out as much of the game as they can withstand without, throwing a thing at the wall. And even then, you should probably still give a fair shot, because again, some people aren't going to want to throw that game at the wall, even if you are.
It just boils down to... This is not a retrospective. We've learned fucking nothing. Again, Penny wasn't mentioned until the very end of Team Starfall. That's not the She was introduced at the fucking beginning. That should not have been the fucking case. That's not a retrospective if you just skip cutscenes that set things up. Because a retrospective would be diving into said cutscenes. But Lily doesn't care. She just wants to move on to the next one because her goal is to get to the credits and then just stop playing, which is not good because Pokemon wants to be played afterwards.
Yeah.
This is just a bunch of bullshit. This is not complete in any perspective. Even with the game she played, not many of those games are complete. And hell, you could even say Gen 1 wasn't complete. You know, the one that's only post-game was one dungeon with a Mewtwo at the end. That's it for the post-game. That's it. That's all of it. That wasn't even brought up in Gen 1. That was brought up in Gen 2! Full complaint for Gen 2! And then, of course, you skip all of Kanto, so yeah, after credits, nothing else matters. Which is not how games work. I dropped my flashlight. But is there anything else you can think of? Straub?
No, I'm starting to think.
Sorry.
Not. It's just so. I mean, we already kind of said it, but it's just so. It's an in kind of starting with in, not inconsistent. Disingenuous, maybe inconsiderate, but it's it playing it wrong. The way that she tries to rush through story, get credits to credits all the time, is so wrong for even just a consideration of a game. You're trying to not play the game as much as possible, and yet have the gall to say you want to do a retrospective of the entire series.
And again, the fact that you were tired of this game series by Gen 4 shows that this is not for you. Because if I get...
In some cases, I do understand trying to say I hate something and I need to say it. But you don't do that via a whole retrospective. You do that via a rant. You do that by selecting your qualms and saying them in a shorter video.
Well, hell, if you do say it in a retrospective, point out, like what me and Shab did, yeah, this is just all personal fuck-up. This is all issues. This does not reflect on the game. Because there will be some things that pop up that you just can't get over with. And that is fine. But if you're trying to... The thing with retrospective is that you present it as its objective. As if, like, yeah, we're going to look at this to as objective as a look as possible. Because you can't always remove your subjective opinions. That's just how it is. But you have to be clear when that's the case. But as we've already mentioned, Lily appears to think that it's not subjective. Her opinion is objective. Which, it isn't. It fucking isn't. Lily is factually wrong about a lot of shit.
Seriously.
So, yeah. Lily is a shit person, and this is We Sunk the Drug Gamer with...
Job.
And I'll just see all you guys again for a new project. See you guys
and
then.
I might see about your streams.
Woo! Goodbye.
Yeah.